If you're just joining us on O&M Snap Print Solutions TV, welcome to the McNamara Reserve for Round 1 Easter Sunday football as the Myrtleford Alpine Saints are hosting the Aubry Tigers in front of a bumper crowd. And if you're listening on the old wireless on 2AY or, of course, the listener app, hello to you for the first time this afternoon. Blake Panner-Escott with you, Robbie McKinlay alongside me, the OG of O&M Live, Winky on the 40-week stat sheet, and Bob Jackson is out there who'd probably have a bowl on that wicket from only a couple of weeks ago. Bobby, we just missed the toss, but inform our listeners, our audience, who won the toss, please.
Mitch Del Bosco from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints won the toss and he's elected to kick to the town end. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing back towards you boys on the commentary side of the ground, but it's not. I wouldn't think it would affect it too much. Both sides are out here going through their pre-match and they look sharp and ready to go. Aubrey, the weight of expectation, well, we're just about to see what they've got to dish up to us this year. But you know, the outfield on the ground is perfect for footy, and we've been spoilt all weekend, boys, and hopefully today's the cherry on top of the pie that we've had all weekend.
Bobby, you seem to think they may have watered the ground yesterday, earlier on, around about midday today when we got here. There was a little bit of moisture. How about now?
No, it's perfect. There's a little bit of give underneath it, but now it's just because it's so warm. We're touching 23 degrees now here. It's perfect. There's no excuses for the boys out here today. They'll run on top of the ground all day, and hopefully they dish up a really good game of footy for us.
The umpires today are Matt Hughes, Jed Palmer, and Glenn Clark. Your field umpires making their debut for the Aubry Tigers. Ben Patton, James Cousins, Jack Lipscomb, and Will Holmes making his debut for the Aubry Tigers. I reckon I'm almost forgetting another one because they did name 5 on their social media. Ben Kelly, yes, yep. The Wagga Ben Kelly is making his debut, but returning to the lineup, Anthony Miles and Elliot Powell coming back to the Aubry Tigers in their 150th year. Best of luck to all those gentlemen, and for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, Cooper Thomason, the boy from Bright, making his debut, and Jack Truan, who was a Congupna boy, Robbie. Yeah. He has been playing footy in the NT for Pint, and returning for his first game in 4 years is Ryan Crisp, who's been away in the Northern Territory as well. We'll get a tip from you, Bobby Jackson, boundary side for the Newie.
I'm going to go with the new look Aubry Tigers today. I just think they might get the job done up here. Just the weight of expectation. I think they'll bounce. I think they'll answer the call. I think this year's the year that'll be a fair few questions thrown at them, and I think they'll answer most of them.
David Wink.
I'm going to go Aubry by 2 goals.
What about you, Robbie McKinlay?
Yeah, I think the Tigers, mate, probably around about the 25 points, something like that.
And I'll stick with my pre-game tip of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints here at home, who went 8-1 last year at the McNamara Reserve. Only lost the one game at home, although it was on Easter Sunday, Robbie McKinlay.
Yeah, it was indeed.
The Aubry Tigers went 1-8 away from home last year, and will be looking to get their 2026 campaign off to a flying start. So all players getting to their respective positions. A perfect day for football here in one of the best country football venues in regional Australia, the McNamara Reserve. Matty Hughes holds the football aloft. He turns around to the timekeepers. They blow the siren. We're about to get underway here with Robbie McKinlay for A-grade oils and batteries.
Yeah, there's a couple of big units in the ruck here. Isaac Muller, bodies, wins the tap. Immediately Myrtleford, Munro. Handballs back to Jake Sharp. Kicks to centre wing, and the mark's taken. Jackson East, second possession already. Good kick too. Finds big Riley Smith. 75 out from goal. Smith goes short, lead looks good, and it's let go. Was there a push? Play on's the call. Tigers get a chance to defend. Fletcher Carroll overrun it. East came through again, picks up another possession. The mark's taken at half back. And it's Tommy O'Brien out there, is it?
It's Wagga Ben Kelly, Robbie.
Wagga Ben Kelly, and the kick's not a bad one, Pandra. It goes to half back.
Yeah, the free kick, though, is to Jake Ryan. Impeding was Damon Harrington in the marking contest. His kick out to Page wasn't great, and Myrtleford Alpine Saints forced the turnover. Shallow entry inside forward 50 in the arms of Cooper Thomason, who's had a couple of opportunities early, Bobby Jackson, to take a couple of marks.
Geez, they're all over it, aren't they, the Myrtleford Saints? They've just had every touch. Aubrey haven't touched the football as yet, and Jackson East has picked up where he left off after last season. He's had 3 early touches and looks really sharp.
So a boundary throw in. Deep in Myrtleford's attacking 50, a shallow throw in. Muller grabbed it out of the ruck onto Ben Patton, who switches. His first touch for the Aubry Tigers finds Jack Lipscomb, the boy from Old Scotch. His kick wasn't all that great and turns it over at half back. Jake Sharp gets around Holmes. Kick into the pocket's a good one. Finds Brodie Riccardi tied up against the boundary. He kicked 5 last time he played the Aubry Tigers.
Just a turnover coming outside 50 from Jack Lipscomb. He'll rue that disposal, and the Myrtleford Saints pounce on that. And an old pro here in Brodie Riccardi having a shot from basically the pocket that's probably named after him, boys. He's had plenty of shots here throughout his career up here in the hills.
23 goals in 2025 for Brodie Riccardi. We know that he loves to kick sausage rolls. Small, damaging forward, and on his day can have a day out. He's kicked it into the man on the mark, which was Max Byrne. Here's a chance, though, for Truan on debut. Gives it back to Riccardi. Hand pass finds Riley Sharp. Pops it over the top towards Lockie Murphy-Dale, but the Tigers' defence are resolute. Garthwaite applies a tackle. Going in there and winning the football was also Ben Kelly. Left it behind. Riccardi snapping on goal as a minor score. Saints are on the board. On the Steel Line scoreboard, we've played 2.5 minutes. They lead 1 behind to Aubry, yet to score.
Yeah, first quarter action for A-grade oils and batteries. And they bring it back in. Jake Page has the ball, halfback. Handballs out to Elliot Powell. Powell goes to the netball side of the ground. Muller has a ball in hand at halfback. Chips short. Kicks a dangerous one. Oh, Powell took the mark, then got knocked A over T, and it'll be a 50. Bobby, what'd you see there?
Just a fraction late there when he took the mark. He was just a step or two out of sync there, and it's an automatic 50 there. Easy decision.
Yeah, umpire Jed Palmer there had none of that. So Elliot Powell, been prompted early, drives the ball on. Walker! Matty Walker on a long run. He went from 20 metres back, takes the mark on the chest, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
This could be a sign of things to come with Matty Walker getting silver service from the midfield that the Aubry Footy Club's put together. On the chest, perfect kick by Elliot Powell. And he's having a set shot. His first set shot this year, my favourite for the Doug String. So come on, Matty.
Looks like Brady Sharp's got that match up, Bobby, for the Newey.
Yeah, he's going to have his hands full if delivery's going to be like that all day.
Yeah, so that costly 50-metre penalty against Elliot Powell has opened things up here. Tigers through Walker. He'll kick from 35. Kick on the way, and Matty Walker has pulled it to the near side. So it's 1-1 here. 4 minutes gone on the NZ time clock here at a beautiful sunbathed McNamara Reserve. And for Rebel Fitness Player of the Day on board of Bandags, here's Pan Rescott.
Tell you what, I can smell the barbecue just wafting in the commentary box. Gee whiz, it smells beautiful. Kick out of fullback is a beauty. Finds Lockie Murphy-Dale in the red boots. True centre half-back. He's going to flick it out wide to the netball court side of the ground. Ashton McPherson, good to see him back playing for the Saints. Plays on straight away, on to Riley Smith. What a matchup that is between him and Muller. On to Del Bosco. They've moved the footy to half forward. Kick finds Thomason. And the roar of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints crowd tells the story. The young boy on debut from Bright will line up 15 out slide angle.
That was slick ball movement down the far side. We saw signs of that last year when they played at home. They play their home ground so well. Nice fast kick in from the fullback, and then they just spread the ball and moved the ball in waves, and that was a fantastic movement of the footy. And this young fella's going to kick a bag full if he's going to get this sort of footy all year.
How many goals last year for Bright, Winky?
116 for the season, including 5 in a best on ground performance in the grand final.
Cooper Thomason on debut for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints has just hooked it to the narrow side, and they've got 2 minor scores on the scoreboard. 2 plays, 1, 5 minutes gone for NZ. Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries.
Yeah, Saints have had 3 good chances. Riccardi had a couple, and there Thomason missing out, and Matty Walker at the other end. So there's some little pre-season nerves, perhaps. Muller has been a focal point on the kick out. Mark strongly. He chips into the middle of the ground. Z-Bar let the ball go to Patton. Elliot Powell was there. Conlon came through, couldn't control the footy. Powell's tackled straight away. He got a hot handball from Benny Patton. Great tackling by the Myrtleford forwards. Good pressure. Ball up, 40 metres out from the Myrtleford goal. If you've just joined us, Myrtleford lead 2 points to 1.
I certainly do. Smith and Isaac Muller just grab each other. A nighttime cuddle, in fact, in the ruck. And the umpire says, give it to me. Muller taps it down once again. Miles around the football. Jackson East spinning, weaving. His kick was smothered. Del Bosco, left foot snap on goal is high up and under, and it floats out of bounds on the full. They're doing dangerous work around the stoppages of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and Del Bosco found himself in a bit of space and probably had more time, Bobby J.
Yeah, the usual suspects have been added again for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Murphy, Dale, Del Bosco and Jackson East. They've all been busy early, haven't they?
Conlon pumps the ball towards Kelly and Muller. Plenty of big man strength there. Lipscomb was there, couldn't gather the ball. Ben Kelly fed it out there. It's sort of a throw. They've got away with that one. Here's a chance here now for Cousins. Cousins' handball was intercepted. Eddie Zeebarth cleverly got it back to Cousins. Zeebarth was manhandled in some sort of fashion. And Iron Man Hughes adjudicates it superbly. Over the top, Patton's kick just had too much legs on it for Harry Cameron. There's some early nerves here, early days, Panda. We've gone on the border Bandag, where are the NZ time clock? Just over 7 minutes.
Get it right.
Myrtleford lead 2-1. Panda, early nerves.
Early nerves to both sides here on Easter Sunday. Boundary throw-in. Looks like Chris was doing the rucking there for Myrtleford as the second ruck, as Carroll flicks it on the boot. And it hits the paint.
On the full.
No, I reckon that literally hit the white paint there, Robbie, and bounced out of bounds. So,
I reckon you're seeing things, Panda.
well, the umpire wasn't, and he called it a boundary throw-in.
Bobby, help me.
Yep.
Silence, crickets.
Winky.
You're on your own there, Roberto. A boundary throw-in inside 50 for the Aubry Tigers. Kelly and Crisp, the part-time rucks,
Maybe it's me.
doing the ruck work for their respective sides, and we'll have another stoppage. Take it away, Robbie, for Border Bandag.
Maybe it's me. I'm not getting any younger, Panda. Curtis knocked off the ball nicely by Eddie Zeebarth. Jackson East, how many stats quickly for you there, Winky? 40 winks?
That's 5 for Jackson East early in this contest.
5, and there's big Isaac Muller, and he dealt with that ball, punched it over the boundary line like he was dealing with the beers at Mason Collins' wedding a couple of weeks ago. The big fella in the groom party. I tell you what, he's looking an absolute picture at the moment, big Isaac. Tap goes straight to East, give him 6 possessions. Handball was good to Tenardi, pumps the ball inside forward. But there's Jay Hillary for the Aubry Tigers. He goes short. Play on was a call? No, Elliot Powell plays on anyway, Panda. And he finds Jakey Gaynor, true centre wing, the Tigers skipper.
Yeah, goes inboard and finds Snip Miles. Still on centre wing. Trying to play a bit of possession footy here are the Tigers. Lipskin dropped the mark but had enough time to go back and retrieve it. Miles says, bugger this, I'm going to pump it long to half forward. Patton resting, not able to mark. Zeebarth, underground hand pass. Curtis taps it back to East, riding down for 7. Kick on centre wing. Smith was good, he was caught behind the contest and brought it to ground. Tenardi on the left goes to half forward, bounces on the paint once again, and it will be thrown back in at half forward for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. If you've just joined us, no goal in this first quarter for A-grade Oils and Batteries. Myrtleford 2, Aubry 1 for Steeline. Here's Robert McKinlay.
Thomason comes off, Murphy Dale goes on. Heads up forward, no one on him at the moment. Jackson East hovering at the footy, paddled it, couldn't win it. Well done, Powell. Handball was intercepted. Ben Kelly got a good handball to Fletcher Carroll, and he's been pinged for incorrect disposal. Free kick will go the way of Damon Harrington. Spots the run from Panda's batting partner, Reese Grant. A long way out from goal. Grant on the left forward. Bang! Riley Smith. Watermelon would have drowned him. He was held without the footy. The big fella has it. He handballs it to Jake Sharp. Sharp now loads up. Hits it 20 out from goal. Good grab. Oh no, it's not paid. Off half back the Tigers. They get it to James Cousins. 50 on their own defensive 50. Good pace of the game. 10 minutes gone. Myrtleford lead 2-1.
They go long down the wing, outnumber. Myrtleford have 4-1 on Ben Kelly of the Aubry variety. Del Bosco, quick hands to Curtis. They move the footy slickly. Harrington inside the centre square, kicks it to Murphy Dale. The ball sits for him. He likes an option in the pocket, tries to find Riccardi. Good work down there by Tommy O'Brien. So great to see him back out there playing footy after a couple of years of injury. Only 15 games in the last 2 years for Tommy. And there's a boundary thrown at half forward for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Winky, give us your best for 40 winks.
Myrtleford seem to be dominating their territory with 6 inside 50s to the Aubry Tigers 1 so far.
How many for Jackson East?
8.
Wow. We've gone almost 11 minutes. The reigning Morris medalist with a couple others. Muller's kick was smothered. Jay Hillary, Mother's second kick was smothered. I don't know if you pay them or not, Winky.
I do.
You what? Winky got a kick.
He kicks it.
It didn't go. It went 2 foot.
Play on.
All right. Jeez, I wouldn't wish you a mark in my maths exam. They go again here. Quick kick inside forward 50 at the back. Garthwaite got there with a desperate left-handed fist. Knocks it over through the goals for a rush behind. And Myrtleford, 3 behinds, lead Aubry 1. What are those inside 50s, please, Winky? And then for Border Bandag, you're going to hear Panda. 6-1 Panda. How about that? Myrtleford dominating at the moment.
They certainly are for A-grade Oils and Batteries. Opening term Carroll with the slick hands, but it was turned over to Jackson East. They link up through Miotto. Matty Munro, left foot flying shot on goal, hits the post. 4 behinds for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who are dominating in this opening quarter.
That was the one. That was the best chance so far, Panda.
Aubry just can't get it out of their defensive half. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Just a match-up to watch. The Aubry coach, Ryan Garthwaite's gone to Riley Sharp in the Myrtleford forward line. So that's an interesting match-up there.
Grills on the right, finds Big Pen Kelly at half forward in the blue boots. He's got a teammate running for him. It's James Cousins on debut, the former Hawk. He's the wrong side for a left footer. Gets back onto his favoured left and finds Carroll, who dropped a mark he probably should have taken. Had a fair bit of heat coming the other way. McPherson out of defence finds Simon Curtis.
Yeah, very well done by Ashton McPherson. They've got a bit of run about him. Curtis, as ever, beautiful kick across the ground. Finds Joshy Maraca. Had a couple of bounces. Shaped, went one way. Kicks good. Finds Sharp. Plays on immediate as Riley. Got it back to Maraca. Inside forward 50. You can hear the groan from the crowd. The mark is intercepted there by Jack Lipscomb. And that's a better kick than his first one. And they've got it through Maxi Byrne at half-back, Panda. Scoreboard check. It's 4-1 in favour of Myrtleford. We've gone almost 13 minutes.
Oh, James Cousins. Heavy coverage there from Brady Sharp. Del Bosco, left foot, off a step, good kick, finds Curtis. True centre wing, all on his own, finds Riley Smith, who's got another teammate in front of him. It's Munro. That's where the ball goes. Who can play on. He's got 20 metres of space around him. Into the pocket, finds Truant. Good build-up from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They're cleaner early stages here, Bob Jackson, but we've had no goals, and Truant will take a flying shot from the junction of the 50 and the boundary line.
This is played at breakneck speed at the moment, fellas, and they're all coming off. They're all looking for their second wind. They need a goal or two just to get a bit of a break in play here. So the boys are really cracking in, and it's a fast and furious game out here.
So Jack Truant played a lot of footy at Pint and also Congupna. It's a hard shot. It fades across to the right and it's punched through and dealt with by the Aubry defence for another minor score. Myrtleford 0-5 to Aubry 0-1. We've played 13 minutes for NZ. The high scoring is out the window, Robbie.
Indeed. Miles marks the kick in. What are those inside 50s again? For 40 wings, please, Winky.
8-2.
In favour of Myrtleford. Yep. Ben Kelly flew. Was there a push? Yeah, there was. Free kick. It's going to go the way of Matty Walker. Bobby's man. So he has it between half-back and centre wing. 14 and a half minutes gone, first quarter for A-grade oils and batteries. Oh, Walker's been told to play on like a thief in the night. He was set upon. He was snuck up upon. Beautiful bit of work there by Jack Truant. That was just great awareness. Truant pumps the ball long from behind. Oh, Muller slipped over. It doesn't matter. Ryan Garthwaite was there. Played on immediately. Kicks it to Lipscomb, who might have changed wings. He has it between back pocket and half back. Chip over the top. Finds Fletcher Carroll. He should go longer down the line. No, he comes inboard, Panda. And he finds a Patton.
Ben Patton, half back on the netball court wing. Myrtleford dominating this first quarter. They've kicked 5 behinds to 1. As Tommy O'Brien runs through the middle of the McNamara reserve. Lead at half forward comes from Walker, but McPherson looks really good. Had a big pre-season, intercepts in front of Matt Walker. Marks it true centre half back. 5 plays, 1 for Steelline. No goals. We've played halfway through this opening term. Lockie Murphy-Dale likes a one-on-one at half forward. Declan Bren roves the ball at ground level. Cooper Thomason picks it up, tries to get up around Tommy O'Brien. Hand pass finds the boundary line, and Myrtleford can set up with a forward 50 stoppage. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, just give injury concern or injury watch here on Jack Truant. He got a sling tackle early in the game. I'm talking 2 or 3 minutes in, and he sort of just got the after effects of that there. So I'm just keeping an eye on him. He looks like he's carrying a bit of a shoulder.
Benny Kelly took it out of the ruck. He gets it to the other Ben Kelly. How about that? We've been waiting for that one. Only took about 15 minutes into the season. Matt Munro gives up ground, goes backwards to Jake Sharp. Sharp kicks the ball to half forward. Oh, his brother Riley couldn't quite hang on to it. Here's a shot from Riccardi. It was very wishful thinking. He smashed it into the behind post. That means it's out of bounds on the full. And Aubry will bring it back into play. They trail 5 points to 1. We've gone 16 and a half minutes for A-grade oils and batteries.
Garthwaite playing in defence today. Oh, big fly from Jake Ryan.
Walker,
In fact, yeah, you're right, it was Walker. An elite body and paint mark of the day. He floated like a gazelle into that pack. It was beautiful to watch. Walker kicks long down the wing, looking for that man, Jake Ryan. Holmes, his first disposal was clean. Patton swung around in a tackle by a Saint. Dispossessed. Murphy Dale gathers, kick off the right side of the boot. Asks a lot of Jake Sharp, who truds along and hand passes it over the top to Calvin. All this happening on the far wing. Oh, Tenardi was so good and clean and agile to break through a tackle. Inboard onto Lockie Miotto. He gives it back to Tenardi.
Tenardi now runs inside forward 50, kicks a beauty. Kick is an absolute beauty.
Absolute
and
class.
He's found the young fella from Bright, Cooper Thomason. That was spot on, Bob. Class.
Absolute class by Mitch Tenardi. And the Murderford Alpine Saints, we're wishing that the Plains don't go back to Western Australia, because we want him for more than 2 games this year. He's an absolute classy player, and he linked up beautifully there and didn't waste one single disposal. And now this young fella's getting his second shot at goal.
Well, fuel's
Thomason.
pretty expensive, Robbie, so maybe they can use that excuse.
Yeah.
Jet fuel as well.
Whatever it takes. So Thomason, as Bob said, he's had one chance already. He's got a beautiful kicking style. It's a nice follow through, but again, he's pushed it to the left-hand side, and it's knocked through for a minor score. 6 behinds, would you believe?
They've kicked a goal.
They've got a goal. Lead Aubry 1. That's on the Steel Line scoreboard. And for NZ Aubry Panda, we have gone 18 minutes, first quarter.
Elliot Power looks like he's playing off half-back to provide a bit of run and taking the kick-ins, and that kick down the height a little is an absolute beauty to Jake Ryan, who took a nice mark in the outstretching arms, kicked a half forward, trying to look for Jimmy Grills, who's going to trot after this one with Damon Harrington, who's very, very quick right on his hammer. Harrington does well, and they have a boundary throw in at half forward here, the Aubry Tigers. How many times have they gone inside 50 in this opening quarter, Winky?
Only 2 times for the Aubry Tigers.
And they've only kicked the 1 behind. Myrtleford have had 6 shots on goal for 6 behinds.
Yeah, Jake Ryan should have probably given that inside handball to Eddie Zebar, Panda. He didn't. Here they're going to get another chance here. Cousins was clever. Got it to Jake again, a left foot kick. Walker got it on the half volley. Bob Jackson would have hit it for 4, but Walker was caught with it. And it's going to be a ball up. 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Tigers, 1 behind. Myrtleford 6 behind. 6 straight behinds. Riley Smith, bustling work. He's beset upon by Will Holmes. And it's going to be another ball up. They've picked up a little bit of yardage. It's a bit like a rugby union scrum there. Just picking up yards. 25 out from the Tigers' goal. No team to kick one yet. Carroll's tackled. Free kick, is it? No, the umpire, Clark, says give it to me, Panda. He was a bit shaky with the call. He had me on edge. Take it away, mate.
Doesn't take much to get you on edge, Rob East.
I'm always on edge, Panda.
19 minutes played for NZ. Still no goal in this opening quarter. Maraka out of the stoppage. Sends it in towards the middle of the McNamara. That was clever from Bren. Just tapped it to the advantage of his teammate Riley Sharp, who kicks it inside forward 50. Lockie Murphy-Dale's the own one there. Balks one way. The other way. Pops it over the top to young Cooper Thomason, who will have his 3rd shot on goal to kick his debut goal for the Saints directly in front. Call it maybe a slight angle, about 48 out, Bobby.
Lockie Murphy-Dale and this young fella in Thomason, they're going to be a fantastic duo, particularly the style of footy that Murphy play off the half-back line. If they get plenty of space in that forward 50 with the ball movement from half-back from Simon Curtis and the like, they're going to get plenty of space and plenty of opportunities to have shots on goal. So I'm looking forward to hopefully young Cooper kicking the goal here.
So Cooper Thomason for his 3rd shot on goal. Kick on the way. Looks pretty good this time, Cooper. He's nailed it. He's first for the Tricolours. And finally, after 21 minutes, hallelujah, we've got a goal here on Easter Sunday. Winky?
Yeah, well, it's about time, Blake, isn't it? It's been taking a long time, and they've had their chances, Murderford. They've been dominating. They've had 13 inside forward 50s. They've had one goal 6. So it's good to see them finally get some reward for effort.
You'll see Myrtleford are wearing black armbands today. That's in a mark of respect for recent losses. A couple of legends from the club, Anne Curlin and Barry Sullivan. So best wishes to those families, and a nice mark of respect from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints as the big units go head-to-head. Maybe that one, Tenardi, fed it off Muller. Feeds it back now to Harrington. Good smother. Inside handball, misses Cousins. Riley Smith read it beautifully. They got numbers out here. Here they go. He's got the handball onto Tenardi. Tenardi says, I can run inside forward 50. Kick's not a good one. The bounce might be okay. You betcha! Mitch Tenardi has turned on a little bit of magic at the McNamara. Back-to-back goals for the Saints. They lead 2-6-18 to one behind. Whoa, how about that, Bobby J?
Yeah, they're really strong out of the middle there. They're nice and clean out the far side, and there's no better player to give the ball to in that sort of situation than Mitch Tenardi. His finishing skills are as good as anybody's in the competition, and as I said earlier, they want to make sure those fuel prices go up so this boy stays for the whole season.
Well, that Perth connection that they've tapped into over the last couple of years is still dominating. Jackson East with 9 disposals, Mitch Tenardi with 7, having a real impact.
I reckon the assistant coaches for the Tigers will look at that and go, how did Tenardi get 20 metres on his opponent there? It's a bit of one-way running for sure. So Patton onto Muller, left the football behind. Patton goes again and gets it, kicks it out to the broadcast wing, looking for his teammate there in Cousins. Met in a big strong tackle by Del Bosco, but Cousins was clean. Left foot kick, turned it over though. Curtis thought he threw that one out. Gaynor wins it for the Tigers, sends it back into attack looking for Walker, but Jake Sharp
50
takes a nice mark and he was tripped. I'm not sure whether it was intentional.
Shove, no, Wilhelm shoved him.
Okay, I thought it may have been a little trip, but Jake Sharp with a nice intercept mark in defence for the Saints. Wins a 50-metre free kick as well. So if you just joined us, 2-6-18 the Saints, Aubry 1 behind. One-way traffic here at the McNamara Reserve, and here's Tenardi once again at half forward. Lowers the eyes, looking towards Comerson again. Roving that one was Jack Truan, brought down in a big tackle by Byrne. Tigers defence in overdrive. Garthwaite says, stuff this, I'm clearing it out of there in the middle of the ground.
High up and under, gutsy mark taken by Eddie Zebath. Whew. His grandfather played on the 56 flag for Aubry. And the boy from Burrenbuddick showed a ton of courage there. Fletcher Carroll does well. Kept the ball in. A 1-2 with Jake Ryan. Handball back to Zebath. Zebath gives it running through the middle of the ground now. Tigers through Page. High up and under. Walker sits under. A good grab. A really strong grab. Elite body and paint, Mark player of the day, call it what you like, but some good work there on the boundary by Fletcher Carroll and Eddie Zebath, Bobby J.
Yeah, he's under some real pressure there, Matty Walker, and stood his ground and took it at his highest point, and he's showing some really good signs. He's flying hard at the ball and taking some really strong marks, not only inside 50 but also around the ground, so the signs are good for hopefully the Dunn Strike medalists this year.
Yeah, a little bit of better ball movement there from the Aubry Tigers. Carroll just kept the ball alive out on that far boundary. And Walker now, from a similar position earlier in the quarter, comes in. I reckon he's pushed that right. He has, indeed. In fact, it's out of bounds on the full. It smashed into the behind post. And it will be the Myrtleford Alpine Saints through Jake Sharp, who I know you're not taking his stats, Winky, but he's had a bit of the footy.
He certainly has. He's probably had 6 or 7 touches. He's a classy user off half-back, isn't he, Robbie?
Did you think about taking his stats?
No, not today.
So there's the slithering snake coming back to hurt you, Winky.
The old double agent.
Robbie. Yep, the double agent for sure. Tenardi on to Jackson East.
How many for East?
East is still, that'll be number 10.
He's been everywhere in this opening quarter, picking up where he left off, the Morris medalist. Played 2 games for GWS already.
I'm not sure he'll play for Murderford too much, Panda.
Declan Bren, just over the arms of Riley Smith, but pouncing on this football was Del Bosco. Onto the wheels of Jack Druin, who takes one bounce, almost could have taken another. Snap on goal, doesn't have the legs. It bounces through for a minor score, but boy, oh boy, Bobby. Myrtleford on the break a couple of times in transition have been lightning quick. And they lead this one 2-7-19 to Aubry 1 behind for Steeline.
They're certainly a fast break side, aren't they? From half-back, once they get a bit of space, they run like Score Cats, don't they? They're downhill beautifully.
Maxie Byrne brings the ball back in. Clever handball by Page towards Powell. Was intercepted. Myrtleford bring the ball back inside 50. As Garthwaite runs it out over the boundary line. Quarter-time siren here at the McNamara Reserve. And Myrtleford with inside 50 dominance lead the Aubry Tigers 2-7-19. Aubry 1 behind. We did that one for A-grade oils and batteries. Panda.
Yes, we certainly did. Panda Escott with you and Robbie McKinlay for Border Bandag. David Wink for 40 Winks and Bobby riding the boundary for the Newmarket Hotel. Quarter time here on Easter Sunday, O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Aubry.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.
OMFNL Live on 2AY.
I've been doing this for 6 years now, and I've got to learn, don't scuff too much food down during the breaks, Robbie McKinlay, because it comes back to hurt you. Quarter time here at the McNamara Reserve. Myrtleford 2-7, leading Aubry 1 behind. 2-7-19, Myrtleford to Aubry 1 behind. They have had all the play, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, in that opening quarter, and Funky Miller will be extremely happy at quarter time, but probably not happy enough to be further in front, Robbie. They missed a few opportunities, did the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Well, I'm just looking over Winky's 40-wing stats here. Panda, if I calculations right, Winky's got inside 50s at 17-5.
That's extraordinary.
Unbelievable.
Quarter's best, all thanks to Hotondo Holmes. What's got to be Jackson East. Winky had him for 10 touches in that opening quarter. And albeit he did kick 1 goal 3, I think, in the opening quarter, Cooper Thomason. But he had a couple of shots on goal and looks like he's going to bring that form in from the Ovens and King. We know he's not going to kick 100 goals on the Ovens and Murray, Robbie. But if he can bob up and kick 35-40, he looks a really lively type out there for the Saints.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And to in his first game on debut to have 3 shots on goal, is a great sign. Good confidence boost for him. I love the way he missed his first two, and he made that adjustment. He missed his first two to the left-hand side. The next one, straight through the guts. So it was a beautiful finish. And Winky is back with us here for 40 Winks, that stat sheet. We just spoke about, just give us those Jackson East and Mitch Tenardi's numbers again, please, mate.
10 for Jackson East, and I mentioned it before. I don't think he's going to play too many games for Murderford. He's had 2 runs already for GWS. They've got the bye today. He's had 21 touches the first game, 10 the second game, but he's dominating already. And Mitch Tenardi, he's had 9 disposals as well. They would love to keep both of them all year, wouldn't they, Robbie?
What about for the Tigers there, mate? Who's getting amongst it?
Fletcher Carroll, he's had 7 already. And then Benny Patton started really well. He had 9 in that first term as well.
Did make a couple of errors with foot, did Benny Patton, so they'd like to clean that up. And one thing we did speak about was the defensive running of the Aubry Tigers midfield. Braden O'Hara had them in at that huddle, Robbie, and Tenardi had a fair bit of space in that first quarter. Yeah. So did Jackson East at times. They've got to tighten up in the midfield. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate. In fact, you could be fair to say most of the on-ballers and the wingers, and even the flankers, they had a lot of freedom. That certainly wasn't shoulder-to-shoulder stuff from the Aubry Tigers. They need to adjust that pretty quick. Bobby Jackson is boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. We're going to try and get him to catch up with Brad Murray, one of the assistant coaches of the Aubry Tigers. Myrtleford have been kept in this huddle a fair way. Really quickly, we might get a Ray White-Wodonga netball update in the A-grade netball. Of course, that starts at 2:20 this year. And in the A-grade netball, Myrtleford lead Aubry 8-5. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. You're going to try and hunt down an assistant coach for Myrtleford.
Yeah, I'll just work my way to this Myrtleford assistant coach, Brad Murray. Have to be happy with your midfield group, mate. I see you're there talking to them for a long time. You have to be with their dominant, but you want a little bit more response on the board?
Yeah, no, they were really good. Our intensity and our quick hands was really good. So look like we're trying to run them off their feet a bit out of the centre there. So good start, but long way to go.
Young Thomason looks like a nice little target down forward.
Yeah, he's good. He's a real hard worker. Good kick of the footy, so it's good to get it in his hands, and hopefully he can finish off his work.
Thanks, Muzza. Thanks, mate.
Bob Jackson catching up with one of the stars of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints over a very long period of time, the Morris Medal winner in Brad Murray, who was still running around, I reckon, in 2022 from memory. Yep. And in 2021, the COVID-effective year. So second term is about to get underway here at the McNamara Reserve, all thanks to CMV Truck and Bus and Blacklocks Lavington. Only 2 goals in that opening quarter, both to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints in young Cooper Thomason and Mitch Tenardi. A double banger for the siren.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stutter.
Yeah, a little stutter. And we're underway here for Blacklocks Lavington. Muller and Smith do battle once again on the ruck, the 2 heavyweights. And it starts off where it finished. Tenardi onto East and back towards Riley Smith. Inside 50 they go again. Garthwaite, really good early positioning on Riley Sharp. Made his way to the front and took an intercept mark for the Tigers. Interesting that Garthy looks like he's going to go back into defence this year. Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
Yeah, he looks really comfortable there inside. He just cut off the angles there nicely. He's a smart defender, so I dare say he'll spend most of the season down there.
Patton going to go by hand to Max Byrne, who provides a little bit of run at half-back. Pumps it long to half-forward. Curtis up against the smallest men on the ground, Holmes, and Holmes did really well. The Tigers with a high up and under inside 50. Walker, did he get 2 hands to it? He did. He's taken a couple of great clunks early as Matty Walker, but he needs to put one through for the big sticks.
He looks really strong overhead, doesn't he? That was another strong contested mark. I dare say that's probably 5 he's taken now for the day, Winky, but he looks really strong and he's providing a nice target up forward.
Yeah, he looks really strong. I'm not taking the marks, Bob, but he's taken at least 2 inside 50 marks. And
come on, Bob.
Looks really strong and doesn't double grab the ball.
I'm not sure who's a bigger double agent, Robbie or Bobby after that.
Never trust a cricket coach.
Matt Walker starts his approach. He's already had a couple of shots on goal. That one's true. That one's through the middle. And the Tigers, at the 1.5 minute mark of the second quarter for Blacklocks, get their first goal in 2026. The margin is back to 13 points.
Yeah, great finish by Matty Walker. What he does well there, Bobby, holds his ground so well. He got caught right in a strong point there, but his arms, his legs, everything, he just gritted his teeth, said, this is mine.
He protects the space well, doesn't he?
Correct.
He gets a good run at the ball. As Jack Truan just walked past me with his shoulder heavily strapped, so that's a must-watch for the rest of the day. He looked dangerous early doors, so that's one they want to get under wraps pretty quick.
Sorry, the margin's at 12 points, Robbie. I did drop Mass in year 11.
Yeah, that's okay,
We can tell.
It's not... You're better than Gus. His mass is absolutely appalling. Gaynor out of the middle. Oh, look at it. Will Holmes took a good grab. If he didn't, he was certainly manhandled after it. Plays on immediately. Holmes goes straight for the goal square. Ben Kelly lurks. Ben Kelly might have been held, was he? Free kick. It's going to go the way, Bob. What did you see there, Bobby?
No, Ben Kelly was the one that was doing the manhandling. I think young Holmes was lucky to get away with that because he actually picked the ball up from the wrong side of the mark and played on. So, yeah, that was very fortunate, and I think the footy gods have shined on us here.
Yeah, don't trust the Holbrook boy either, Bob. Over the back it goes now. Here's a chance. Jackson East. Oh, he got one high. Surely they've seen that.
In the back, Matty Hughes.
Yes, your man Matty Hughes has thrown a bit of steel around these days. Adjudicates superbly. Curtis over the back now. Here comes from Maraka. And away they go through Reece Grant.
Ferguson into the middle. Garthwaite playing in front of Sharp did really well. Gaynor in a bit of trouble. Hand pass to nowhere. Thomason came through the pack hard. Murphy Dale didn't get rid of that. Good tackle by Jay Hillary, I reckon, who's giving a little bit back to Lockie Murphy Dale. And Garthwaite. It's a WWE wrestling match out there at the moment.
Yeah, Jay Hillary won't take a backward step.
The boy from Yak wins the free kick at half-back. Goes out in front of the scoreboard to Maxi Byrne, who was one of the Tigers' best on many occasions last year. Gives it to Lucas Conlon. Great to see him back playing footy. Byrne kicks it down the far wing. Carroll's got wheels to Byrne. Gets around McPherson. Inboard kick on the 45, looking for Harry Cameron, who I reckon he kicks that one out in the full.
He does, Panda.
Yep, he kicks it out of bounds on the full, and it'll be a free kick to Jackson East at half-back for the Saints. Bob Jackson, we might head down to you, boundary side of the Newmarket.
That's a throw in. The boundary umpire signalled off the top of the leg, above the knee, so that's...
well, she was in a great position.
She was standing right next.
The young lady there. No, just Hughesy's talking to her, and they'll come up with the right result here.
It's a out of bounds. Yes. No, it's a boundary
good decision,
yep.
young lady.
So
very good decision.
Yep, they all got together and they had a yarn and
took one of our sandwiches out of the com box as well.
Might be a lesson there, Trumpy. Just put your ears out a bit.
Let's not get political, Robbie.
Come on now.
Fletcher Carroll over the top. Has to get a mention. Jimmy Grill's in trouble. Jimmy, who informs me today I might be calling Polo Cross with him on Sunday.
Is that right?
Gussie hasn't let me in on that one yet.
Another invoice for Roberto McKinlay.
And he's for
Blacklocks Lavington.
Where there's a till, there's a way,
Absolutely.
I'm not sure there's an invoice there, though.
Marks it out of the stoppage. On to Jackson East. Here's the run and gun again from Myrtleford. Looks towards Ryan Crisp, but Powell playing at half-back. Back in Tigers' colours. Gets around Crisp and breaks the tackle. He looks really good at half-back. There's Elliot Powell. Kicks out to the far wing, but Curtis. Too big, too tall. David and Goliath match up there for young Holmes on debut. And he has the ball at centre wing, far side. 2-7-19 Myrtleford. 1-1-7 the Tigers. 9 scoring shots to 2 for Blacklocks Lavington.
Yeah, big Riley Smith's kick was good. On here now. They go into half forward from behind Jackson East. Good grab.
So good over his head for a small man, Robbie.
Absolutely. He had a nice little match up there. It's not probably only, 5'9", 5'10", but the player is on Harry Cameron. Same height, more experience, a bit more class at the moment. Took a good grab. Have a go back. Should kick this, Bob.
He should do. He's a classy player, this guy, Jackson East. He's just, he's a good player.
Mind you, it's still from 40 out. Distance is okay. That's classy. No, it's not. There you go. It's behind. It hit the post. There you go. It's grazed the inside of the post, Panda. 2-8-20. Myrtleford lead Aubry 1-1-7. Almost 6 minutes gone on the CMB truck and bus time clock and scoreboard, mate, for NZ Aubry.
We can just make it up, Robbie.
Yep.
Muller, front of the pack. Well done, Snipper Miles down low, onto Gaynor. Hand pass towards Cameron. Him and James Cousins weren't on the same page, but Cousins picked up the football, kicks to half forward. Curtis, clever, taps it towards the boundary line. As deliberate as it comes, not in this competition, Bob Jackson for the Newmarket.
I know I'm stating the obvious, but isn't Simon Curtis the ultimate pro and the best player you could possibly have across half-back? He's just cool under a crisis, clean with the footy in his hand, and he's a gem. He's an absolute gem.
He's getting better and better, is Simon Curtis. Who would have thought? Crisp and Muller in the ruck. Miotto thought he caught one high. Maraka was hard at ground level. Cousins, slick hands to Patton, likewise onto Page. And here's Ben Kelly of the Wagga variety in towards Walker. Ferguson chopped the arms. Yep, that's a free kick to Matty Walker, who looks really dangerous for the Aubry Tigers leading up at the football. He'll line up here from 51-52. He's
got the journey, Panda.
He's turned his back. I reckon he's going to have a shot here, Bobby.
He certainly, geez, he looks sharp, doesn't he, boys? He's nice, fast leads and strong at the footy. And this is going to take every bit of him. My Lord.
Oh, hello.
It's a border collie down there, I reckon. No, that doesn't sound like a border collie.
No, it's not him.
Whatever it is, it's in distress. Matt Walker directly in front for 2 in the quarter. He's got the journey. He looks really good, Matt Walker, in 2026. The only 2 goals for the Aubry Tigers. Margin back to 7 for CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah, mate, he looks really, really good, and that was a little bit of reward for hard work across half-back. They scrapped and fought their the ball forward. Not entirely all on the same page at the moment, the Aubry midfield, but they're moving the ball forward in the right direction and giving Matty Walker every opportunity to be dangerous, and he looks the most dangerous forward on the ground at the moment.
He does indeed, Bob. He's nailed that from 55. You could an elite body and paint player of the day contender. So, it's a bit of fast and furious action here. Second quarter for Blacklocks Lavington.
They are just running into each other.
Yeah, how would you like to be the meat in that sandwich? Oh. No way. Muller, clever, handball, inside Gainer. Kick's not a good one. And Simon Curtis, who I reckon he could read the Japanese dictionary, Simon. He is absolute wizard at that sort of stuff. Del Bosco runs free, has a bounce, runs his full measure. Oh, he's knocked out. That is so silly. Jake Page knocks him arse over after he kicked it, and now big Riley Smith. I'd give it to Thomason. Riley, get out of there. Give the ball. The ruckman's going to take it. Thomason, the sharpshooter, was there, Panda. Sometimes you're going to read the room, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Riley Smith is a goal kicker, though, Bobby. We saw him kick 3 in the prelim.
Yeah, very strong kick of the footy for a ruckman. I'm on the ruckman's team this year, boys, so I'm not going to bag any ruckmans.
Let's see how this pans out. But
that was a silly free kick. Yeah, Mitch Del Bosco took 3 steps after he kicked the footy and just got pushed in the back from Page, and unnecessary.
So here's Riley Smith, Panda's man who rarely misses, he says. Comes in from 45. And Panda knows his footy. Panda knows his footy. Big Riley says, have a bit of that, Robbies. And he's banged it straight through the guts. That's why he took the ball. And Myrtle get the first of the quarter. Bob Jackson, how about that?
Yeah, I'm on the ruckman's teams this year. I'm copping from everywhere, bagging ruckman out, but that was a quality finish. Just let it drifted on the breeze beautifully. And he kicked 3 important goals in a game back in the last year. And he's got to step up this year with his big partner in crime going across to the west. So he's going to shoulder the workload for most of the season. And that was a goal that they need to get back because Aubry was starting to get a bit of momentum.
Kicked 17 goals in season 2025. He started this year on fire already. He's up to 9 disposals and a goal, having a great battle with Isaac Muller in the middle of the ground.
So pretty much everybody has just said to you, Robbie, that he can kick goals.
Yeah.
And you know what? He absolutely put it through the middle. Did big Riley Smith, the former Peel Thunder ruckman. Him and Toby Cosser have swapped places.
Then Mason Coxon's there now.
Yep, big Mace. It's a great battle. Muller and Smith. Smith again. On to Tanati, but he left the football behind. Miles, left foot tumbler, into attack once again. Curtis, with all his class and cleverness, taps it towards the boundary line. Ferguson slipped over. And it goes out of bounds for a throw-in around the 50 for the Aubry Tigers, who are kicking to the town end of the McNamara Reserve in this second quarter, all thanks to Blacklocks Lavington. We've played 10 minutes for NZ. Panda and Robbie with you.
A vocal pocket there, Panda.
For Border Bandag, absolutely. A lot of refreshments happening there. Holmes, hand pass it towards Jimmy Grills. Crisp was clean of Ryan. On to Del Bosco. Left foot dangerous switch across goals. Asks a lot of Matty Munro. Up against Jack Lisbon. Finds his left foot up against the paint. Kick towards Ferguson, who's run 200 metres to provide an option, and he nifty little banana down the boundary line to his teammate.
Lockie Murphy-Dale, what a kick. Magnificent kick. Miotto runs inside forward 50. At the back, Truan. Couldn't get it on the second bite. Was he held? Yes, he was.
Riccardi.
Free kick. It's going to go the way of Brody Riccardi. He was just held off the ball. The umpire was in a perfect position. He'll go back and shoot from 10 metres out, but the angle's tight, Bob.
So, geez, the spread from the back half from Myrtleford's really, really impressive. Matty Munro just held play up, just a frag across the far side.
He plays on, Riccardi, and bangs it. Goal of the day contender from Brody Riccardi. And Myrtleford answer the 2 early goals from Matty Walker. And the margin now has gone back out to 19 points. It's 32-13. David Wink.
You know he can kick goals. He kicked 23 last year, and he's going to need to probably hit that mark again for the Saints to go deep into September. But he's a classy finisher, Brodie Riccardi.
Yeah, the run from behind the ball in, I think it was Ferguson and also Miotti through the middle, just shows how hard they run from the back half and getting plenty of free ball through the middle of the ground.
We saw on so many occasions last year, Myrtleford open teams up at this venue with hard transition running. They are so good when they get the ball at half back. They're just on their bikes. They work so hard for each other. Tenardi out of the middle once again, kicks it towards the broadcast wing, asks a lot of Decky Bren, a clever little tap towards Munro, who swapped wings and then he fell over. Cameron tackled him. Bren got a kick away as he was getting tackled. Chris providing an option at half forward. Jackson East tries to break through a Garthwaite tackle, brought him down to ground. Well done, Powell. Clever hands onto Miles. Did he cop one high? He did. He copped one high.
Yep.
And Anthony Miles wins a free kick at half back. But the Tigers are under the pump. They trail 4-8-32 to Aubry 2-1-13. Here's Robbie McKinlay for Border Bandag. We've played 13 minutes for NZ, second term.
Miles looks for Muller and Smith. It's a genuine wrestle. It's like two big mountain bears out there today. Like a couple of Yowies that have just come down from Brighter somewhere, or they're here and they're putting on a hell of a show. Fletcher Carroll gets a free kick. Big Isaac comes off. Benny Kelly will go on. They've brought two on. I don't know if the other one come on. Count the numbers there, Bobby. In it goes to half forward. Good mark taken by... It's Lipscomb. Drives it long. Top of the goal square. Walker. Ball goes over the back. Holmes is lurking about. Good work by Damon Harrington. Had a run and dash at it. Gave it East. East gave it back to Harrington. Harrington kicks it to centre wing. Lockie Murphy-Dale's going to have to beat a couple here. He bodies his opponent off the ball a bit, Garthwaite. Garthwaite played it safely to the boundary. It'll be thrown in far side of the ground. True centre wing. We've gone almost 14 minutes on the NZ time clock, and the score check is Myrtleford 32, Aubry 13. Here's David Wink for 40 winks.
Jackson East up to the 17 disposals. Just is halfway through the second term.
He is on fire, is Jackson East. Kelly just took that out of the ruck unopposed. And they clear it towards the edge of the centre square. The Tigers gained about 30 yards. Patton tackled straight away by McPherson. Patton's numbers in the second term after a fast start, Winky.
He's only had 2 so far.
The former Sydney and St Kilda player. Ball up. Crisp. Clever tap. Patton at the bottom of that pack once again. Matty Hughes says, give it to me. And we'll have a ball up again. We might go around the grounds and get a score for Mr. Stoves if we can, David Wink, whenever you have a chance. Yarrawonga taking on the Wodonga Raiders at Mulwala as the Myrtleford Alpine Saints win it from that stoppage. Clever tap there from Sharp onto Truant. Left the football behind. O'Brien wants this ball to find the boundary line. He does. And it's going to be thrown back in half forward for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who lead 4-8-32 to 2-1-13 over the Aubry Tigers for CV Truck and Bus.
Yarrawonga lead that one, 6 goals, 5-41 to Raiders 3-1-19.
Good start there. Having to crack the Raiders.
Kelly palms it. No one's real advantage. Was he held without the footy? No, play on's a call. Inside handball was okay. Tommy O'Brien with a little bit of a zig and a bit of zag. They'll bring the ball back through the middle of the ground. Seabarth's the man there. They've got Elliot Powell on his own here. Late pressure here from Decky Bren. Needs to hold his ground. He does that. Looks at his option. He decides he'll go over the head of Cameron. He needs a good bounce. Look at the pace of Matty Munro. Closing speed from Munro was sensational. Reece Grant. Handball back to Munro. He's got all the time in the world. He shapes right. He goes left. And they give up a little bit of ground. And they find Ferguson with a nice kick. That's good movement of the ball. Good poise by Myrtleford. Tenardi kicks the ball to that superstar, Jackson East.
He's got a runner beside him. Maraka ignores that because the kick is a beauty to Ryan Crisp. On to Harrington, linking up beautifully through the middle of the McNamara. Harrington with a flying shot on goal. Rolls through for a minor score. Had options in Sharp and Riccardi down there, Harrington, and the Saints, inaccurate kicking continues, 4-9-33.
Would have liked to have done a little bit better out of that saute forward, Panda.
To 2-1-13, so it's a even 20-point margin here at the McNamara Reserve. Second term for Blacklocks Lavington, 2 goals to Matt Walker in this quarter, 1 to Smith and Riccardi for the margin at 20 points.
So Garthwaite decides to go long. Ben Kelly's the target, tall Ben that is. Goes to, the shorter Ben Kelly. He's as tough as his old man, don't worry about that. The Ben Kelly from the Wagga area. Here's a chance. Lockie Murphy-Dale, you don't give him 2 chances. They've got away with that one there. Murphy missed from a tight angle, 40 out from goal. Point to the Myrtleford there. 10-35. Lead Aubry 2-1-13. They play on quickly. Page took the kick in. Was he held without it? He was. Fletcher Carroll will take the free kick at half-back. 17 minutes gone. Myrtleford lead 34-13. Fletcher Carroll goes inboard. Kicks a good one. Finds James Cousins. What are his stats for 40 winks, please?
This will be number 9 for the former Hawk.
Cousins on the right. Not the greatest of kicks.
Tumbler Panda.
Yeah, it was. Sails over the line and Calvin sees it over. Bobby Jackson might get an update for you on the boundary line as the two big boppers are waiting to come back on the ground.
Triple H and Hulk Hogan already go toe-to-toe again here. They're just waiting for their opportunity to get back on the ground. And a lot of the players are coming off gas, particularly the Aubry guys. They're really feeling the pinch with the pace that Myrtleford are playing at. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half pans out with the Aubry boys.
I want you to find me a stone-cold Steve Austin who's going to crack a can over his head, Bobby, by the end of this day, please, if you've identified Hulk and Triple H as
Lucas Conlon.
Brady Sharp.
Yeah,
that's a good call. Took a nice intercept mark at half-back. There you go. Here's McPherson at half-back. Spoke to Funky Miller in the pre-season, and he said this kid
I love this kid.
is going to light it up this year and play just about everywhere, and he's had a good start. He goes back to Calvin, so they're hemmed in here, Myrtleford, in their own D50. Good press on here by the Tigers. They're happy to chip it around, though. Oh, now here comes the turnover. Patton providing some good defensive pressure, but the Saints win it back calmly through McPherson. They link up by hand to my man, Reece Grant.
Reece Grant did a bit of batting with Panda. Well, Reece batted longer than Panda. Inside ball now. They'll go long through East into half forward. Got a push, I reckon. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He got a little nudge against Hillary, and it's Cooper Thomason. Well, he's kicked about 400 goals in the last 4 years at Bright. I reckon this is well within his range.
I reckon you're right, Robbie. I don't reckon he'd handball too many either inside forward 50, young Cooper.
Yep. It's a tough shot out there in front of the scoreboard, Bobby J, for the Newie.
He'd want to kick it. Jake Sharp was standing by himself for eternity, just 15 metres out of goal, so he'd want to put this through. Other Jakey might just have a quiet word.
Bobby, when you're a goal kicker, mate, I don't mind if they just go back and say, hey, don't worry about it, Jake. I'm the new kid on the block, and I do this for a living. Let's see if he survives. Kick on the way, and that is absolutely sensational. Or is it? Ben Kelly's marked it right on the line. He missed by 10 millimetres, I reckon, Panda. And Kelly's kick finds old Wontagong Jim. He's just starting to lose a bit on top there. Grillsy. And he kicks it out of bounds on the full.
So not only does he get a drive-by from Robbie, who's going to polo cross commentate with him next week, he then kicks it out of bounds on the full. So Riley Smith.
Sorry, Jim.
Is probably winning that battle, I'd say, with Isaac Muller. Sits it inside 50. Sharp works his way to the front. Brent through it.
Here he goes.
And Jimmy Grill wins it back across half-back. That's a better kick, Grillsy.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Finds Jake Gaynor, who's getting a fair bit of advice from about 50 teammates out there. Goes back to Grills. 4-10-34 Myrtleford. Lead Aubry 2-1-13. Grills' kick asked a lot of Patton. Tenardi, good pressure. Had to give it back to Jake Gaynor, did Ben Patton. Gaynor always does good with the ball. On to Cousins.
Whoa.
Gaynor follows up his work. Here's Carroll. They've split the middle finally. On to Holmes. High up and under inside 50. Ryan. Not sure that was where the kick was intended to from Will Holmes. But Jake Ryan, his first mark inside forward 50 for the Tigers.
Wasn't by design, but good forward craft by Jake Ryan to get himself in front and take a good mark. And he's just taking his time with the old cricket run up. But it all started with Wispy Grills across half back, just with that move through the centre with Jakey Gaynor just linking up and hitting the forward 50 in some good space.
Wispy Grills.
A couple of repeat efforts from Jakey Gaynor.
Yes.
A couple of repeat drive-bys for Jimmy Grills.
Yeah, he's going to have to chat with a couple of people in this box after the game. Jake Ryan directly in front. Just sneaks it through.
Yep.
The goal umpire and Jake Sharp. Well, Jake Sharp's arguing with the goal umpire, but it's through for a goal, and Aubry get their third. They move to 3 goals 1 to 4 goals 10. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Winky, they needed that.
They certainly did. Jake Ryan led Aubry's goal kicking last year with 35 majors and was a really important player for them in what was probably a disappointing year. But you mentioned those couple of repeat efforts from Jakey Gaynor. He's up to 7 disposals in this second term and up to 12 for the match. He's just taken off from last year's form, hasn't he, Robbie?
Yeah, he has. And don't worry, our man Jimmy Grills had his handprints all over that goal, the way he set that up superbly.
Oh, you are unreal.
With that good work off half-back. Did old Wontagong Jim.
You're a lot smarter than you look, Robbie.
Yeah, Riley Smith, he wins another clearance out of the middle. Miotto was knocked out of the road, and Jack Lipscomb, he's lost a shot. He shot a shoe. That's the boy from Old Scotch. Now, his old man, Carl, he's here today. He was a tennis coach at the Hong Kong Jockey Club, if you don't mind.
There you go.
Yeah.
So a tennis coach at a jockey club.
Yep. His man off the back is your boy, Reece Grant. Kicks okay. Thomason's got room. Handball over the top to Sharp. It wasn't. Didn't have enough depth on it. Good pressure tackle. This might go out of bounds in the full. It will, which means Riley Sharp will have a shot on goal here, Panda. He's just inside the 50-metre arc, but he's a fair way out. He decides he'll hit the top of the goal square. Thomason's got a leap on him. He can't pull it in. He goes back at it. Good work there. Was excellent by Cousins. Got it back to Gaynor. Gaynor found Maxi Byrne. Kick. It's missed the target. Pouncing on it. Here's a couple of Myrtleford players. Maraka did okay. Spins it out now. It's going to be intercepted. And away they go. The Tigers off half back. The pressure's lifted here, Panda.
It certainly has. Carroll fumbling on the far wing. Harrington was super clean. Spins out of trouble. Lowers his eyes inside 50, but finds Gaynor, who just plays on straight away. Goes out to the far wing. Finds Cousins. How many now, Winky?
9 for this quarter, Panda. Absolutely dominating his young Jackie Gaynor.
So Cousins finds Will Holmes. The two-time ASI medalist comes inboard to Jake Gaynor, who is coming up for his 10th disposal. Never wastes one. Finds Anthony Miles just outside attacking 50. It's too far out for Snip. So he waits for a teammate to lead into the pocket. He sits it up to the goal square. Walker allowed to run and jump, and he is providing headaches, and he will line up for his third goal in the first half, directly in front, 10 out.
Yeah, his opponent just lost touch on Matt Walker, and he judged that beautifully and took an uncontested mark in the end.
Looks like he's got a point to prove this year, Matty Walker. Comes in directly in front and kicks it into the food works out the back of the Myrtleford Township. He's got his third. Aubry got their fourth, and the margin is back to 9 points.
Yeah, he's done it again, hasn't he, Winky? Matty Walker there. I think, is it Brady Sharp he's playing on? He just lost him, as he said, and not for the first time today. So that is certainly an area that Funky Miller will be looking at half-time to address.
Certainly. They're taking 9 marks inside their forward 50 from only the 12 entries, Aubry. They're really making the most of that. Matt Walker's probably taken 4 or 5 of those himself. He had 2 shots on goal that he missed one, and then one went out on the full. So he's an absolute handful down there at the moment.
Yeah, I've got him down for 3 goals, 1.
Yep.
And did you say one out in the full, Winky?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Here they go again. Riley Smith this time. Gee, it's been a good tussle out between those two, between Muller and Smith. As we said, Pandy, would not like to get caught in between them. There's knees and there's thighs and there's forearms and everything.
Elbows.
Yep, the lot. Now there's a wrestle.
And it's a good bloody matchup as well.
It's a great one. Out of the middle they go, Myrtleford into half forward. Mark spills to the ground now, so he opens it up for Thomason. They do well here. Over the top, handball, Lipscomb starting to come into the game a bit. Got it on to Lucas Conlon. Now he got it on to Benny Patton. They've moved that ball superbly to half-back Panda.
Gaynor gives it back to the hard-running Patton. Bounds down the far wing. His kick wasn't great, though. It was good pressure from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Curtis wins it back, fires it towards Ryan Crisp and Gaynor over the head of both, and it'll be thrown back in. 70 around from Myrtleford's goal. Winky, just give us the best stat in the second quarter for 40 Winks, please.
Jakey Gaynor, 11 disposals, absolutely on fire. Jackson East, 9 disposals, up to 19 for the match for Myrtleford Saints.
25 gone for NZ, and Aubry have got the margin back to 9 points. Myrtleford lead 34-25. Miotto shovels it backwards towards McPherson. Shallow entry just inside 50. Truan and Byrne. Byrne does well. On to Gaynor again, who's brought his own Sharon. Patton clears it down the far wing. 1-on-1 out there between Ryan and Calvin. Holmes first there. Runs out of room. Yes. And will be thrown back in true centre wing. Late stages of this second quarter, all thanks to Black Locks Lavington. Myrtleford by 9 points on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Bobby J for the Newmarket Hotel.
Jake Gaynor's really taken it upon himself to get the Aubry midfield running forward, and he's provided an energy that's unmatched at the moment. He's really got he's dragging his teammates along.
First quarter went 25.5 minutes. There's only 2 goals kicked. We've had 6 in this quarter, so it'll go a little bit longer. Myrtleford for Calvin runs the ball over the boundary. How will they adjudicate this? No, there's no deliberate up here in the bush.
I've seen deliberate paid maybe twice by one umpire.
I had it paid against me in the reserves once.
Really? In what, the TDFL?
Yep. Do you reckon I was happy about it, Blake?
Well, was it deliberate, Winky?
Yes.
Yeah, well, fair enough, mate.
That is stiff.
Own up, Winky. You've got to own your mistakes sometimes, mate. This one's going to go out of bounds again, and I'll tell you what, that young lady running the boundary today, she's been absolutely sensational, Bobby J.
She's done a really good job out of that far side there, and keeping the boys honest, keeping them all honest.
Yep, and it's got a very good arm on her. Here we go, netball side of the ground. Can the Tigers get a late one? They trail it by 9 points. Grills cleverly taps it, overrunning the ball. There was Kelly. Now here's a chance for Myrtleford. They might get a late look at it. Maraca brings the ball back through the midfield. They're looking for the inside handball, and here it comes. Pandra comes back to Maraca, and he goes wide to Miotto.
Miotto straight through the middle of the McNamara, kicks it towards the goal square, and Ryan Garthwaite takes an intercept mark. It didn't have the distance, but that ends an entertaining first half that Myrtleford certainly had the edge in that opening quarter. Aubry worked their way back into it in the second quarter, and it's a 9-point margin at the main break. 4-10-34 Myrtleford, Aubry 4-1-25. Stay with us, our halftime show for Elders Rural. On the other side of this, it's 2AY's Own Him Live, where you won't miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Aubry.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
this goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Dealership, Shoeback Street, Aubry.
OMFNL Live on 2AY.
Halftime show in full effect here for Elders Rural at the McNamara Reserve. You've got 1,000 kids and families out kicking the footy with a few chocolates on Easter Sunday, as well as I just had a couple of chockies in the box. And I tell you what, a good game of footy. Myrtleford have rued a couple of chances. They lead 4-10-34 to Aubry 4-1-25. So the margin sits at 9 points here on Easter Sunday. Panda Escott with you, Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel, and David Wink as well with us. We might just get a stats update, please, Winky, for 40 Winks. Give us some of the leading stat winners in that first half and some of the team numbers as well.
Well, Jackson East leading the way with 19 across the board. He's the highest disposal winner on the ground. And then Ben Patton for the Aubry Tigers has 14. Jackie Gaynor with 16. And Mitch Tenardi with 12 for the Myrtleford Saints.
Some of the team numbers?
Well, all the team numbers indicate Myrtleford dominating this game, but somehow we've got a close one there. 6-2 in the centre clearances, 28-14 inside 50s, 5 intercept marks to 4, and 14 scoring shots to 5. So you'd think the Myrtleford Saints would be a little bit disappointed that they're not further in front of this one.
4 goals, 10, and some of those shots early in that first quarter, Bobby. I think they kicked 6 behinds before they registered their first goal, and I can't help but think that they definitely left a few out there.
That's exactly right. As I spoke to Brad Murray, the midfield coach of the Myrtleford Saints at quarter time, he felt as though that they had the dominance through the middle of the ground. They just weren't taking the opportunities when the ball was going inside 50. And as you said, 6 behinds before they scored a goal, and 4 goals, 10, only finds himself 3 points. 9 points in front at half time. I feel as though, what Winky just said there before, the dominance is clearly in the Saints' favour, but the scoreboard doesn't suggest that. And Aubry just haven't sort of clicked. We've heard coaches say before that they're waiting for the connection to happen. I think Aubry are hanging in there the best they possibly can, just waiting for that connection with all their new players through that midfield. We've seen that quarter. Jackie Gaynor stepped up with 11 disposals and really tried to lift his midfield on his own shoulders and get some really dry from half back. So I feel as though there's something there for Aubry to hang their hat on and get going forward, but they need to do it pretty quickly. One
thing Myrtleford do so well at this ground, and I saw it so evident, last year when they went 8-1 here, was they just worked their rings off on offense, but also defensively. And how many times have we looked over the first half, Bobby, and we've seen Tenardi in space, East in space. They've cut back through the middle of the ground. They got 20 metres on their opponent, and they just look like they run on top of this ground better than anybody. Yeah, you're right. It's not only the stars in Munro and Tenardi and Jackson East, but also the up-and-comers in Maraca and Miotti. They're the guys that were actually running on towards the back end of that quarter as well. So they share the workload. They share the hard work through the middle. They push back and defend, and then they reap the rewards when they get the ball in the back half. And blokes like Matty Munro and those sort of fellas hit the ball through the middle, and then they just take off in numbers and in waves, and that gives plays in that forward 50 like Cooper Thomason. Like, he's showing so much promise. He could have quite easily had 3 or 4 goals by half time, Winky. So there's so much good, and that's such a great brand of footy to watch, isn't it?
Certainly is, and I really like the way Thomason moves, and he's agile, and when the ball hits the ground and gets in his area, you think something's going to happen. He looks like a very lively type. We sometimes see those people, the blokes come in from the bush leagues, and the pace gets them off a little bit, and it might be a bit too quick, but he certainly doesn't look out of place out there. You can see why he's kicked 116 goals in the Ovens and King for Bright. And at the other end of the ground, Cooper Thomason, as I said, has looked the liveliest forward, but at the other end, Matty Walker's kicked 3 goals, 1, and I think 1 out in the full. And not only is he clunking things in a contested situation, Bobby, but he looks like the Aubry's easily the best option. Yeah, at this point, he's very lively. He looks super fit, looks in really good nick at the moment, and he's providing targets up the ground as well. Him and Jake Ryan are sharing that role up the ground and deep as well. But Matty Walker looks really fit, and he's running on top of the ground, and he's running hard at the ball, and he's providing a big handful for Jakey Sharp. Is it Jake Sharp down the back? Brady. I get all the Sharps mixed up. Brady Sharp down the back, so he's going to have his hands full for the rest of the day, and he looks really good.
one thing that has taken me a little bit by surprise is Ryan Chris playing in the forward half of the ground. Traditionally always been a number one stopper, defender, and all in the pre-season we spoke on our podcast thinking that he would come into defence, but clearly they don't really need him down there, Winky. I mean, they got Brady Sharp, Zach Pethridge isn't playing today, they have Reece Grant in that lineup, Nick Ferguson. They have depth in that position, and it looks like they've identified that they want him to be the second tall alongside Riley Sharp.
Yeah, it appears that way.
Ruck.
But I think it certainly looks a lot stronger with Ryan Chris, Brady Sharp, and then Zach Pethridge as a third defender. And look, Matt Walker. But outside of Matt Walker, it doesn't look like any other Aubry forward looks dangerous. So if he keeps playing the way he is, maybe that is a move after half-time that Funky needs to pull, even though it appears that they want to try and utilise him up forward.
How have you found the battle of the engine rooms, Bobby? I certainly think Myrtleford's engine room has worked a lot harder than Aubry's.
Oh, you're exactly right. And we were talking about the depth of the Aubry midfield, but the Myrtleford tried and tested trio in Matty Munro. You've got Tenardi floating through there, Jackson East. Even Mitch Del Bosco floating through there as well. The ruck duel is unbelievable. It's a fantastic watch at the moment. But I just see the Aubry crew getting into their work. You've got Cousins floating through there, Gaynor, Carroll. They're all sort of starting to click and work well together. And you can just see that they're starting to click as the game went on. So I expect their synergy to be better in the second half.
A quick Ray White-Wodonga A-grade netball update: 27 Myrtleford, Aubry 20, and the A-grade grand final rematch between Yarrawonga and the Raiders. Yarrawonga lead that one 25 goals to 22. Around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, they've got it all for you. Yarrawonga 11-7-73, leading the Wodonga Raiders 4-2-26. That one over at Mulwala, and it's a 47-point lead to Yarrawonga. And here at the McNamara Reserve, it's a 9-point lead to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, who have been on top of the ground over the Aubry Tigers in this first half by 9 points. How have you found the ruck battle, Bobby? I've absolutely loved it. Two big beasts going toe-to-toe, and I have to say I reckon Riley Smith's probably got the chockies.
I reckon you're right, and he may flourish doing the job on his own with Big Toby heading across to the west. He might flourish with the sole responsibility of rucking in. There's no better test than coming up against Big Izzy in the first round. He's been the benchmark for a long time, Isaac. So Riley Smith, I think he wants to lay down his stake a claim in the ground, so to speak, and I think it's been an enthralling battle, and he's kicked the goal, he's damaging moving forward, so I give the points to Riley Smith at this point.
One thing he is, Winky, is he's actually super agile for a ruckman. He can use the ball well, and that's probably just where he's getting easy at this point in the game. Yeah,
certainly. I think his skills by foot are actually quite good and probably a little bit underrated, but he just works hard. He just works hard. He works hard back. He works hard forward. And we saw, if he gets an opportunity to have a shot on goal, he's pretty good in front of the big sticks.
Where do Aubry need to get the game on their terms, Bobby? If they are to overrun Myrtleford, traditionally that doesn't happen here. Myrtleford run out games really well. So if Aubry are going to stem the tide here and run away with this one, what's the one area of the game they need to get in their favour?
They need to control the ball when Myrtleford have it in Aubry's forward 50. So it sounds strange, when Myrtleford's got the ball in Aubry's defence, Aubry's forward line, they need to set up across the ground where they can stop that slingshot, because that's dangerous, and that can really open them up through the middle. So structurally off the ball, they need to set up better so they can stop that rebound and stop those players just flying down through the middle of the ground.
That's what we've spoken about. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints, I've said it for a while, I think they're up there with the Rovers, Winky, is the best transition footy team in the Ovens and Murray, and we've seen that on a couple of occasions today. They've gone end-to-end, and they've kicked 4 goals 10, but it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, look, I think the transition from Myrtleford is, like you said, equal to the Rovers, and more so at this venue, the way that they spread right across the wide ground and just take the game on. If there's a handball option to give there, it doesn't matter who it is, they'll give it every single time.
They've either got to stop it at the source or stop it across the middle of the ground. So that's, control the footy when you haven't got it is a hard thing to do, but, protecting the ball at the source is probably the better way of doing it.
We spoke about it a lot last year, but Ryan Garthwaite is playing at centre-half back, which I think is a good move. He needs to be the one to set that up behind the footy and make sure that they're set up when Myrtleford are trying to come out of D50.
Wrapping up some of the other round one results in the SSNA, Ovens and Murray. Of course, on Good Friday, North Aubry 79 lost to Lavington 100. The Rovers 10-15-75 over the Wang Magpies 9-9-63. And yesterday at the John Ford Oval, Wodonga 18-10-118 over Cora Rutherglen 12-12 84. Repeating that A-grade netball score, all thanks to Ray White-Wodonga. Myrtleford 32, leading Aubry 22, and Yarrawonga 29 over the Raiders 24. That ends our halftime show, all thanks to Elders Rural here on 2AY's O&M Live. Stay with us. The third quarter for Weesness on the other side of this. It's Myrtleford by 9 points. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Aubry.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Both sides out on the ground doing their respective warm-ups. Third quarter not too far away from starting here at the McNamara Reserve. You've got Pando Escott with you, Robbie McKinlay next to me, David Dawson-Wink, Aubry Donga's favourite small man, And, of course, Bobby Jackson, who is a boundary sign for the Newmarket Hotel. Bobby, can you just give us a conditions update, please, as we... Of course, daylight savings has finished now, and I had a nice extra hour's sleep last night. How are things out there at the Macnamara Reserve, my friend?
Yeah, it's just cooled down a little bit. There's a little bit of cloud cover across to the west behind the commentary box there, so there might be a little bit of relief for the players. It still says 22 degrees out in the middle, but it just feels like it's cooled down a bit. It's a nice temperature to play some serious footy in the second half, and hopefully we get a really good second half like the first.
Around the ground, some Mr. Stowe's pool world. There is a game that has just got underway in the AFL. Gold Coast 1 straight to Melbourne, 2 behinds. But if you're thinking about switching us off and going over to that game, I would suggest you're a fool.
Don't do it.
This one is going to be an absolute beauty. Robin McKinlay in the second half. It's fair to say, I think Aubry and Max Lynch and Ryan Garthwaite, the coaching staff, would be reasonably happy with where they sit. They've fought their way back into the game in the second half of that second quarter, and they'd be pretty happy that they're only 9 points to the rear, Robbie.
Yeah, when you've had 9 less scoring shots, and if you're only 9 points behind, you're going to take that. I think they'd also be very surprised just the quality of football that Myrtleford have played. They have played not like a round one team, Panda. The way they've used the ball, they've been pretty slick. Their ball movement's been great.
Yep.
Their handling, I just reckon they've handled the ball a little bit better. And the most obvious thing for mine is they certainly have got a lot more awareness of their teammates' habits, and that's a thing that can happen. Aubry've got a lot of new players coming into this side, and it does take a while for that to really to get a bit of cohesion. And Myrtleford have got enough nucleus of the last couple of seasons sides out there, Pandora, and I think that's, at the moment, is holding them in really good stead. So the big question is, who will run this game out the best? Winky, that's going to be the big test.
It looks like Myrtleford's going to be running on... They seem to be running on top of the ground a little bit better at the moment, but... the warm weather is still... Do we see a bit of cramping? We have seen some cramps over the last couple of days in a few of the games, so it'll be interesting to see who's the fitter outfit, and that'll obviously have an impact on who wins the game.
Certainly will.
Panda, just while the break was going, I went down. I met Jack Lipscomb's dad, Carl.
Okay, Carl, the tennis coach.
Yeah, and he said I was listening in Queensland.
Right.
They're listening. Love
hello to the Lipscomb family.
Yeah, got a call. And he's actually, I asked him a little about his time in Hong Kong.
Right.
And he said, in fact, Jack was born in Hong Kong.
There you go.
Yeah, so is he the first ever Ovens and Murray player to be born in Hong Kong?
Look, Robbie, your wide history of this competition would suggest that's probably the case.
I don't know. Could be.
You kick us off, my friend, and I'll change the sponsor sheet. It's third quarters for Wiesners.
Good on you, Panda. All right, here they're at it again. Smith and Muller. Muller got it. Oh, nice work here by James Cousins. Gets the first ball inside forward 50. Guess who? Mr. Walker. If you don't mind, Matty Walker marks 50 out directly in front. As a magnificent... What would you describe?
They are chocolate eclairs.
Chocolate eclairs and chocolate Easter eggs have been delivered by the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
They are going to number one very quickly.
Woo. Lukey Francis will be spewing. He's just left the box.
That is as sweet as that grab that Matty Walker takes. He kicked 3 in the first half. 40 seconds have ticked by. Matty Walker, in he comes. He's pulled it to the left. And it's, in fact... It's gone out of bounds on the full. So for Matty Walker today, Winky, we've got him 3 goals, 1 behind, 2 out of bounds. It's third quarter action for Wiesners. And on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, Panda, it's still 34-25 in favour of Mert.
That would indicate no change, Robbie.
Yes. Yep.
Riley Smith, who we all agreed unanimously, probably just has the chockies at the moment over big Isaac Muller in that first half. He got it at half back. Finds Jackson East.
How many did he have in the first half for 40 wins?
There you go. Our man Winky on the button.
Good work, Winky.
Pops it over the top to Ryan Crisp.
You've got Vaccaro covered, mate.
Safe.
Not hard.
Play.
Correct.
Holding on to the football. Possession footy Myrtleford. They still have it at half back through Harrington. Declan Brent's on in the middle if he wants him. They're going to come back the other way and switch the football right across the fast green deck. The Macnamara Reserve, but Aubry seem to have it covered okay as Sharp goes to Ferguson. Still has it in the own D50. Here comes the run and carry from McPherson. Good kick to Brent, and they've transitioned the footy to centre wing broadcast side.
Yeah, nice movement, and this continues. So that's around about 8 consecutive passes by hand or by foot. McPherson gets it again. Can't break the tackle. Turnover coming. Jake Ryan gets it. Handball and ball side to Cousins. They've got the numbers. Matty Walker over the ball. Gathered. Handball backwards. Finds Jake Ryan. Ryan kick off the side of the boot. Myrtleford have got big numbers over the ball. Ryan's going to beat 4 of them. He can't do that. Tenardi wins the footy. Gave up ground. Goes back to Brady Sharp. Brady Sharp sees a bit of space on centre wing. Thomason has come down a long way. Can't quite gather the ball. Now he does. Chipping kick over the top. He's got a few options. Clean bowl, Blocky Murphy-Dale. Turnover. Conlon finds Byrne. Tigers out of trouble.
Thomason just had to hit that target, Robbie.
Yep.
He had 2 or 3 options and missed them all. Byrne inside his own defensive area. Goes out wide to Jake Page, who's had an okay game today. There's a hum. Comes over the McNamara reserve. Where is this contest going to end?
Push.
It's a push in the back against Riley Calvin, who's got that match up on Jake Ryan. It's a free kick to the Aubry Tigers on centre wing, far side. You can see a couple of loose units sitting in the back of their car, lined up with a few frothies, which is what you love to see on Easter Sunday. And I cannot get over the Chocky Claire's scones sort of operation that we have just been delivered in the box, courtesy of the Myrtleford Saints crew here. Ryan looking for Muller and Curtis, fisted over the line at half-back for Myrtleford. To the left of the scoreboard, which reads no change to the score in this third quarter for Wiesners. 4-10-34 Myrtleford, Aubry 4-1-25. Here's Robbie McKinlay for Graham Edgar and the crew at Border Bandag.
You're hanging out for 2 minutes off so you can deck one of those chocolate eclairs.
Absolutely.
Well, you stay with me, mate. You go, I go. Oh, trouble here. Maracca got out of it. Quick kick there by, well, our man McPherson. But in the middle of the ground, the Tigers have got it in their hand now. Running hard with the ball, finding Walker. No, intercept mark is outstanding. Is it Macca again?
Yep.
No, it's Jackson East. Jackson East off half-back. Looks for Lockie Murphy-Dale. He marks. What's he going to do? Inside handball's good. Finds Harrington. He likes to run Damien Harrington. Kicks it to half forward. Kick's not a great one. Conlon's got a couple to beat. The boundary line will be the winner, though. Out she goes. Far side of the ground. 4.5 minutes gone for Wiesners, and it is still Myrtleford leading 34-25. Bobby Jackson, are you with us?
I'm on strike until I get any clear.
Silence. The silent treatment from Bobby J until he gets a Chocky Eclair. Well, Winky, you might have to run him down one because he's been on fire all weekend. 3 games in a row for Bobby J.
No, it's a bit of an arm wrestle still, isn't it, boys? Jackson East is really trying to break this game open, and Cousins is trying to get to break the game open for Aubry as well. So it's a real arm wrestle, right here, right now.
Looks like both sides are just a little bit scared to make a mistake. I reckon to start this third quarter as Myrtleford work it down the far side. Thanks, Robbie. On cue, Munro bites off an aggressive kick in the middle of the ground. Finds Brand. Just outside attacking 50. Waits for his options to present. Goes into the pocket. Sharp. Caught 3 deep. Ryan Garth waits. Had his number all day. Patton. Hand pass was a bit errant. Lockie Murphy-Dale. And another Tiger in Jake Page. See it over the line. And it will be thrown back in. 50 around from Myrtleford goal. Still no change of the score in this third quarter for Wiesners. We've gone 5.5 minutes for NZ Aubry.
Yeah, it's going to be the matter of the first one to blink here, really. It's both sides just gone between half-forward lines. Powell, was he taken without the footy? No, he wasn't. High up and under by Harrington. Sitting under it now is Sharp. Did he nudge an opponent out? Up over the back. Ball comes to ground. Numbers sits superbly with the Tigers there. Jakey Gaynor over the footy. Gathered. A tumbling kick to half forward. Finds Matty Walker. Takes this one on the chest. Spots up the lead of Fletcher Carroll. It's a 50-50 chance. The 2-number freeze. Ashton McPherson. Take a bow. Elite body and paint. Mark of the day contender Panda. Finds Curtis.
Yeah, he's been really good on his return to senior footy as Ashton McPherson. Funky told us about him in pre-season. Shouldn't come as a surprise. Maracca has it now. Transitions the footy to Damon Harrington. 4 to centre just. Still a long way from home. Kicks it into the pocket, looking for Thomason, caught behind Muller. Powell, who's looked really good off half-back for Aubry. Left foot high up and under. Max Byrne did really well to bring that to ground up against the big ruckman, Riley Smith. And it will be thrown back in the same spot it was about 90 seconds ago. 55 around for Myrtleford goal. Still no score. Deja vu, just like the first quarter, Robbie, in this third quarter. 34-25, Myrtleford up for Inspirations paint.
Yeah, it took 21 minutes into the first quarter.
God help us, it won't happen this quarter.
To get a goal. But the footy's interesting, Panda. Oh, trouble here. Harrington was knocked over.
Drilled
he was. Free kick's going to go the way of Eddie Zebath. Kicks a good one. Finds Jake Page. He sees the lead from Walker. He runs. Walker's going to have to change his lead. He does it superbly. The kick was just as good. You have to get back on that marker. It'll be 50. Walker too far out to score. He's got Jake Ryan in the goal square. He'll be the man they go for it. Up over the back. A good mark taken by Ferguson. They play on immediately, and the Saints are out of trouble, Panda.
Here comes this transition football once again. Munro spots up Murphy Dale. He can pop it over the top to Miotto if he wants. Decides not to. Comes inboard to Tenardi. And of course, gone back to Bustleton this year, but he's available for the first couple of weeks. Look at this kick. Finds Ryan Crisp, edge of the square. Short kick finds Harrington, who's marked just inside forward 50. He's got the distance, I reckon, Harrington. He decides to pass it off anyway and finds Riley Sharp on a lead, who had Ben Kelly as a matchup then. So can't help but think they forced the mismatch with great transition. Myrtleford, Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, I was just watching in the goal square there, and Garthwaite got caught up in traffic, and that's allowed Sharp to get some space into a leading lane. And you're right there. They pushed back strong in numbers, Myrtleford, and they ran downhill in numbers, and they were fantastic there with the movement of the footy.
So Riley Sharp yet to really have a touch of the footy today. He passes it off. Oh, that's lazy marking. Lockie Murphy-Dale all on his own. He must have smelt because he had no one around him. He's 45 out, closer than that, 40 out directly in front, Bobby.
Yeah, this is the sort of fellow we spoke about, Noah Spatira, yesterday. I think this is Myrtleford's version. If he gets early touches and easy touches, that could ignite him for the rest of the game. And he's the type of player that can blow a game up really quickly, Lockie.
People forget that he was the 2019 Doug Strang medalist with 60 goals in that year, Lockie Murphy-Dale. Had a lean year last year, battled with a broken jaw and another injury. Directly in front to extend the margin back out to 15. He makes no mistake, Lockie Murphy-Dale. And after 9 minutes for NZ, the first goal comes in the third quarter for Wiesners, and it's off the boot of Lockie Murphy-Dale for the Saints.
9 disposals in the first half. He's already had 3 in a go in this third term, so it looks like he's had a bit of a rev up at half-time, and he's come out. He's going to hopefully make a real impact for the Saints in this second half, because like Bobby mentioned, he's such a dangerous player when he's up and going.
Yeah, great start. And gee, hasn't Damon Harrington had one hell of a game? Whether he's been running off half-back, I reckon he's playing on the wing now.
I reckon he is one of the quickest players in the comp, Robbie.
And I reckon he is one of the most improved players in the comp, and I reckon Funky Miller will be all over that. Riley Smith got it over to Del Bosco. Handball was a look away towards Del Bosco. East somehow got through traffic. Hurry kicked to half forward. Kelly off half back. That's Wagga's version of Ben Kelly. Gutsy Mark Harrington. Oh, he got a free kick and then he sat under the ball. He had to stay with it. He did. Del Bosco runs past him. Del Bosco says no, go short. It's in the hands of Simon Curtis. You don't mind that. Right smack bang in the centre of the ground. Myrtleford lead 40-25 if you've just joined us. Just 10 minutes into the third quarter. Curtis goes long to the net ball. Flank up over the back. Ball sparks free here. Chance for the Saints here. Swooping on it was Thomason. Got it back. Somehow Munro. Snap on goal! An absolute beauty from Matty Munro. Sunjang goal of the day contender. Myrtleford get back-to-back goals to start the second half. And that was just pure persistence. It was pure class in the end, Bobby Jackson.
Certainly was. The touch from Cooper Thomason on ground level, his handball to Matty Munro is absolutely... He's going to be a player. He's shown plenty of signs today. If he's given a little bit of space, he can be so creative both by hand and by foot. And to get that to Matty Munro, he's one of those guys who you class as a real pro, and that was a pro's finish there. Nice snap on the left, and the Saints are surging here.
They certainly are. They've had 3 inside 50s to Aubry's 1 in this third term, but have dominated the midfield battle.
Back in the middle here, the McNamara reserve. Towed off the deck by big Isaac Muller. Zebar got crunched. He made contact with Will Holmes, who I reckon has not moved on the ground. That was a head clash. Friendly fire. Good mark there from Ryan Chris. Pointed his left square. Centre square. They're running on top of the ground here. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Hands it off to McPherson. Lowers the eyes over the head of Riley Smith. Garthwaite. In fact, that was Conlon. On to Cousins. Hand pass it to Miles, who was under the pump. Interesting hand pass. Tenardi brought down by Gaynor. And Will Holmes has found his way to his feet, Bobby. That was a big collision. with Eddie Zeebath, but he looks all right, Will Holmes.
And Ferguson's coming off too, boys. He was involved in that clash as well.
Yeah, I think Ferguson was the one that caused all the collateral damage. I think he hit the contest nice and hard, and there's a couple of head clashes there. You called it perfectly, Panda.
All right, back in the middle, Miles for Aubry. Handball released to Gaynor. Gaynor kicks the ball towards Jake Ryan. Can't trap it. Gets it on the first bounce. Now regathers. Handball was good to Jake Page. He was corralled. He gave up a bit of ground. Back to Cameron. Kicks okay. While Miles drops the slips catch. Elliot Powell. Got to get out of traffic. He can. Hot handball. Back to Miles. Couldn't hold on to it. Here they go. Tenardi. Brilliant. On to Munro. Munro on to Murphy Dale. Inside handball. Back to Munro. Munro needs to pick one out. He does beautifully. Myrtleford mark inside 45. It's Jack Trewin. Well, Mark inside the forward 50. 45-degree angle. And Bob, he'll kick from about 50 metres. Has he got the journey?
Yeah, I think he has. Matty Munro's just come up for a spell. Absolutely cooked. His running power's unbelievable for Blake. He's vintage. He's played a hell of a game, and his foot skills inside 50 are sublime.
For 3 and 4 minutes, Myrtleford for Jack Trewin. Boy from Kingupna. Kick on the way. Swings it left. He got the journey. No worries about that. It hits the back rail of the fence. Minus scores, so Myrtleford 6-11-47. The margin's out to 22. I reckon that's the highest of the game, Panda. Aubry 4-1-25. That is on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, and we're doing this quarter for Wiesners.
17 scoring shots to 5, and there's a 50-metre free kick from the goal square. Must have been an off-the-ball hole, Bobby, for the Newey.
It was a down-the-ground free kick. I think he was checked off the ball.
This game's panning out a lot like the round 8 contest between... round 7 between these two sides last year, where Myrtleford had 25 scoring shots to about 10 and only won by about 20 points. Probably shouldn't have been a whole lot further and should be further in front in this game. Fletcher Carroll hugs the boundary line, marked by Big Ben Kelly. In front of his bench on centre wing. Careful kick inside forward 50, not a great one. His intended target, Panda, was Walker. And Curtis floats him, takes a intercept mark and switches effectively over to Robbie's man, Damon Harrington.
Yeah, Brady Sharp did a lot of good work for Curtis to take that mark, Panda. He just edged Matty Walker out of the road. Walker appealed for a free kick, but it was great teamwork.
And Riley Smith with a free kick here, Robbie. Looks like Isaac's on the bench having a rest, but Smith's still out on the ground.
Yeah, he's had a whale of a game. So Muller's been good too, but yeah, I agree. I think maybe Smith just edging him out at the moment. Kick's got to be good. Oh, it is. Tenardi takes a good grab. Just keep an eye here in the middle of the ground. Curtis is under a lot of pressure here, and he's going to be held up. Tigers everywhere. They were ready to go out. Bobby, they were out if they needed one better kick than that.
Yeah, they were certainly on their way. I think that's the play, to get the ball to either Simon Curtis or Matty Munro in the middle of the ground to distribute to the runners.
We'll get a score from Mulwala soon. Yarrawonga taking on the Raiders. Good work from Reece Grant. And sort of threw that ball. Interesting that wasn't paid a free kick. Underground hand pass to Maraka was really clever to Tenardi. Bullet-like pass. Good fist there from Garthwaite. Always giving away a free kick.
In the back, Panda.
In the back as Robbie gestures in the box. And Riley Smith, Sharp. Gee whiz, I've had a moment here. Jack Trewin in the pocket. His kick was smothered. Well done there from Tommy O'Brien.
Yep.
Kick out of defence was ordinary. Finds Jake Page. On to Carroll. Over the top to Gaynor. And the Tigers are out on the far side.
They are, Panda. They need one here. They've got to move the ball swiftly. Almost 16 minutes gone. Jake Ryan marks. They've got a couple of genuine one-on-ones. Here comes Matty Walker. Kicks just a bit high for him. Sharp from behind. Brings it to the ground. Power swoops. Gathers. Tackled. Handballed in a hurry. McPherson does well. Great poise. He got one after he got rid of it. Play-ons are called. Advantage is it here. Curtis runs the footy. Might be a little bit going. What's going to happen here, Panda?
Brady
Keep an eye on it.
Just decked Matt Walker because he got McPherson high, and that should have been a free kick to Walker.
Well, Smith has it at centre wing, and he takes it on now to Lockie Murphy-Dale. You keep an eye on the blue, Panda. Here's Jackson East. Marks. He'll play on from here. He runs past Ben Kelly. Inside ball's a beauty. Oh, that was a good kick. Jack Trewin marks. 30 out directly in front.
Out and out superstar. You're dead right, Winks. I don't think we'll see too much of Jackson East this year. That was a fantastic pass.
Vision, Bob.
Just out the side of his head, like he's got eyes like fish. He's fantastic pass. And this fella, he's getting plenty of opportunities, so he better reward his teammates.
He hasn't kicked one yet, Jack Truan, has he?
2 behinds.
Yeah,
I've
2
got him for.
behinds. This is a massive kick. They lead by 22, Myrtleford. 17 minutes tick over third quarter. Truan comes in and delivers. He's banged it straight through the guts. Jack Truan gets his first goal in the tricolours. What a big goal it is. Myrtleford extend that lead now to 28 points. 17 gone in the third quarter, Winky, for Wiesners. What are you making of the stat sheets, mate? You've got scribble going everywhere there.
Yeah, there's scribble everywhere, but Jack Truan, he's a guy that's going to add another dimension to this forward line. He averages 40 goals over the last 5 or 6 seasons. He, like Bobby said, he's had a couple of opportunities, took his time to finish it off, but I think he's going to be a player that could kick 2-3 goals a game for the Saints. Going to be a real weapon up forward.
Speaking to the Twos coach, Anthony Laspina,
yes,
a couple of weeks ago, said he's like a Bailey Fronfelder. So a pretty good comparison.
Good rap.
For Jack Truan. Here's Maraca out of the middle once again. Good hand pass to Curtis. Margin at 28 points, and that kick from Curtis to Cooper Thomason. Wow. The kick was a bullet-like pass, and Thomason was up to the challenge with a great set of jukes.
Mioto all on his own here in the left forward flank, boys.
Thomason into the pocket carefully towards Riley Sharp. Wasn't able to grab it, and then decided to just tackle Garthwaite. O'Brien gave it to Page under the pump.
Oh.
Every Aubrey Tiger is under the pump at the moment. Margin, I reckon they're one away from really breaking this one open, Bobby J, for the Newmarket.
I've got a question for you, boys. How the hell can a player like Simon Curtis get so much space off the back of the square to send a ball up?
Not
It's
sure.
Crazy.
Carroll
Crazy.
out of the stoppage, a high up and under down the far wing. Oh, well done there from Ryan Crisp, who floated across.
I'll tell you, Bob.
And took an intercept mark on the wing. You go, Bobby, for Robbie, for Border Bandag. We've played 18 minutes for NZ, third quarter for Wiesners.
I'll tell you why he's got the greatest asset in football. Read the game.
Brains.
Yep, absolutely, mate. They play on now. Thumping left foot kick. 30 out from goal. Gutsy mark. Oh, he got knocked over. That would nearly be 50, wouldn't it?
Has to be.
Was a bit crude. Was it Maxi Byrne sitting under that one?
Yeah, Maxi Byrne.
Yeah, it was. He's a tough nut, Maxi Byrne. His old man, in back-to-back seasons, in 99 and 2000, kicked over a century of goals for the Brookers in the Hume League. And Maxi finds himself at half-back. It's a good kick, too, to centre wing. Over the back it goes. Harry Cameron can't beat it. So 3 goals to nothing this quarter from Myrtleford. They lead 53 to 25. That's 28 points if you got maths like Gus McLeod. We're doing this one for Wiesners, and that was on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. David Wink for 40 Winks, or go around the ground. Give me something, Winky.
14-11-95, Yarrawonga lead, Wodonga Raiders 4-4-28. And our man Gus McLeod has just texted through that he is en route for a chocolate eclair.
Good on him.
Oh, no.
Because there's about a dozen here in the box. Of course, thanks to Mr. Stowe's Poolwell.
Well, Bobby's not happy about
Sorry,
it.
there was a dozen.
They've got it all for you for our Around the Grounds update.
Might be a couple down, mate.
Del Bosco.
Supposed to be a team, aren't we?
It's got a tooth mark in it, Bob.
Yeah, good on you.
Winky's got pretty sharp chompers too. He's wrapped his mouth around one of those eclairs.
You're missing out, Bob.
Muller grabbed it out of the ruck, but he hand passes straight to Del Bosco. High up and under.
Push.
Thomason edged under the footy smartly by Hillary, who marks at half back for Aubry, who just need to go now. We've played 20 minutes for NZ. They've kicked 4 goals. All of those came in the second quarter. And Walker's got 3 of them. They've had 5 shots on goal for the day. Max Byrne has it at half-back, goes down the wing looking for Wagga Ben Kelly. Zebarth pops it over the top to Kelly, but Riley Smith picked his pocket. Goes short to Mioto. Hand passes to Munro. Kicked a great snap in this third quarter. Beautiful kick, finds Thomason on the lead. He wants to pass it off. He doesn't look confident from this distance. 50 out. Centering kick is a beauty to Del Bosco, who's going to play on and jam it home for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. On fire on Easter Sunday. Margin at 34 points. They're running away with it now, Bobby J.
If it's not Simon Curtis hitting your lace out, it's Matty Munro. Aren't they sport by distributors hitting the ball inside 50? And then Cooper Thomason's going to think, what the hell have I been missing coming in here and getting these guys dishing it up on a silver platter every day? That was fantastic movement of the footy, and these Myrtleford Saints look really, really dangerous.
Bobby, they've kicked 4 in a row, the last 4 goals, and they've had 8 separate goal kickers, have the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Yeah, we're worried about all the exits from the footy club, but gee whiz, they've covered them up nicely today, haven't they? They've done a really good job in balancing out their team and balancing out the way they play.
It was a 9-point lead at half-time, and that has now been extended out. to
34.
34 points. Aubry have not scored this quarter, and we've gone nearly 22 minutes. Simon Curtis going to take another mark. Put his leg up to protect himself. He's going to kick it inside.
Look at the space.
Ryan Crisp, what about his return? And he's a big return for Myrtleford too. He's got a little bit of you-know-what about him. Kicks. Look at this. Jackson East has got 10, 15 metres. No one near him. Mitchie Del Bosco's just going for a bit of a stroll. They've got a very active half-forward line here. Lead's going everywhere. East decides he'll go south. And a good grab over the back taken by Lucas Conlon. That is an elite body and paint. No, it's not. It's Ryan Garthwaite, the coach. That's what they need, Panda. We've gone 22 minutes and 22 seconds.
Richie Benno style.
It was, mate, and that was for on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. They lead by 34 points, Myrtleford, on the NZ time clock.
James Cousins' numbers, Winky.
James Cousins, 15, Panda.
Has the ball at half back. Oh, floating across there was Lipscomb. Wasn't able to mark. Brady Sharp went really hard at that, Sharon, and nailed Cameron. Spills out of the stoppage. He's got his head absolutely taken off by Jack Lipscomb, the only player to originate from Hong Kong in this competition, as we found out earlier.
Born in Hong Kong.
Jackson East goes to half forward towards Matty Munro. And we have a boundary throw in at half forward. Myrtleford kicked the only 4 goals in this third quarter for Wiesn as they lead by 34 points at the 23rd minute mark for NZ. Here's Robbie McKinlay, the Hong Kong warrior.
Well, I
for
had a
Porter
great
Bandag.
yak to Carl Lipscomb, his dad, and Carl was a tennis coach over there at the Hong Kong Jockey Club.
So how can a tennis coach be... Anyway,
I'll tell you.
We'll get back to
Here
it.
goes Declan Bren, piercing kick, Thomason and Garthwaite. This is a good battle. Garthwaite did well. Handball released to Byrne. He's under pressure. Jake Page gave him a lead. Jake Page marks in front of Harrington. Page got to get the ball moving quick here. They just haven't got that run going forward at the moment. There's a few darting leads across half forward. Jake Ryan is one of them. He marks on centre wing. Inside handball back to Page. Page runs his full measure. Drives it long. Benny Kelly can't hang on to it. Good work over the back by Ferguson. Kelly gets it again. Quick handball. High up and under. Might have been Walker. He was under it though. Couldn't be Walker. Here's a chance. This goal, this kick is big. He's nailed it. Harry Cameron has kicked the goal. Sunjan goal of the day contender. Oh boy, did they need that. Deep into the third quarter into time on, and Harry Cameron with a wonderful snap-on goal gives the Tigers their first goal of the second half. Gee, they needed that. Margin back to 28.
That was a massive understatement. They needed that to stop the rot. They needed another little... If they can pinch a late one here, then there's a glimmer of hope. But gee whiz, they need to turn things around, particularly through the middle and controlling the footy through the middle. But you know, they'll take anything they get at the moment. If they can pinch one last one here, that might give them a little bit of momentum going into the last.
Elliot Power's gone into the midfield for the Aubry Tigers. I think they need to get a little bit of running, carrying, a bit of classy ball use out of that midfield group.
So the two big boys do battle again. Smith down to Munro, who's been electric in this game. Powell on cue to Gaynor, who fakes and jams it on the boot, looking for Walker. Sharp, right on his hammer. Ferguson snaps it out of defence, and it's been marked by Lockie Miotto.
Good Fergie, hadn't he?
Who's got Riley Smith in the middle of the ground, and that's where he goes. The kick had to be perfect, and it wasn't. Allows Jake Page to impact the contest. Goes backwards and turns the football over. His target was Hillary. Harrington looking for Riley Sharp on the lead. Good fist from Conlon. Ball still camped in Myrtleford's attacking 50. Harrington brought down on a big tackle by Garthwaite.
Look at Lockie Murphy-Dale, all on his own inside.
Forward 50 to finish that sentence as Robbie was rudely cut off by the siren to end a 4-1 third quarter in favour of the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and they take a 28-point advantage into the final change. 8:11:59 to Aubry 5:1:31. That quarter done and dusted for Wiesn. Stay with us on O&M Live 2AY, because on O&M Live you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Aubry.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Jam-packed McNamara Reserve on Easter Sunday. A very happy Sunday to you and your family, wherever you're tuning in from on 2AY, the listener app, or O&M Snap Print Solutions TV, as Rob McKinlay is just munching down a chocolate eclair. There's only one left for Bobby Jackson, unfortunately. Thank you to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints team, who brought us some chocky eclairs. They've brought us chips and sausage rolls and mini dim sims, and they've really looked after us today. And Myrtleford have looked after themselves. Here at the McNamara Reserve, they lead by 28 points over the Aubry Tigers at three-quarter time. We might go to David Wink for the Hotondo Homes quarters best in that third quarter. Winky?
Gee, you threw me on the spot there, Blake.
We only do it after every quarter.
Yeah, I know. We haven't done it once this game.
Yes, we did in the first quarter.
Stop eating chocolates,
but you weren't here. You were somewhere else.
Occupied.
Anyway.
I can't really think of anyone off the top
I'll
of my
give you a
head.
couple, Winky.
Yeah,
Simon
I'll
Curtis.
help you out. Damon Harrington, off half-back, has been outstanding. Simon Curtis, thank you, Bobby. He's just uses the ball like no other.
Matt Munro, I thought Cooper Thomason was good.
There's a swag of him, and you could nearly name the whole bloody lot, Winky. So,
give me an Aubry one.
Probably Jakey Garner has
Maxi Byrne.
Yep, a defender, because they've done a lot of defending, and we'll get to Bob Jackson, who might try and catch up with maybe an Aubry Tigers assistant coach at three-quarter time if we can. to see what they're going to do in this fourth quarter to try and overcome a 28-point margin. And I think they've got a pretty good lesson on transition footy, spreading from contest and running to create space for each other today, Robbie. Myrtleford have been first class.
Look, I'm pleasantly surprised what I'm seeing with it. You saw some of the names they have lost this year, but, geez, what they have got there, they've just got this terrific brand of footy they're playing. Funky Miller, his football resume is outstanding, and he's turning in now. He's turning to coaching, and he's showing all the experience he's picked up as a player and an administrator. Everything. He knows how to handle people. He knows the game, knows football, and the way he's coaching this side at the moment is just fantastic. It's an absolute credit to him. And at the moment, they are 28-point margin at three-quarter time. They are looking they're going to be very hard to beat, but you just never know. If the Tigers can rally, get a couple early goals, anything could happen.
Yeah, boys, I've got...
what do you got, Bob?
I've got Frankie Marr down here, one of the assistant coaches for Aubry. What was the message there at three-quarter time from Maxie?
Oh, look, just from our point of view, we've just got our work rate's pretty low. We've just dropped away. They had 31 uncontested marks throughout that quarter. So, very good side. If you give them the footy, it just shows the scoreline, show what it is now. So, we've got to get tighter in that area and start winning our own ball.
Thanks, Murray. Thanks, mate.
Daniel Marr, superstar of the Aubry Tigers, kind enough to give us some of his time at three-quarter time. Getting a little bit of feedback in off the live stream as well from the boss who controls the live stream. Just asking one of our commentators to stop pushing his pen lid. So thank you, David Wink. You've changed pens. So thank you for that advice, Luke Chilcott. Okay, Bob Jackson. Can Aubry come back and kick what they've kicked already? They're going to kick 6 goals. They've kicked 5 for the game. Can they do it and win this game?
Well, as Frankie said, the work rate's got to change. They've got to flip it 180. Their work rate's simply not good enough through that midfield. They need to be more accountable when they haven't got the ball and work harder pushing defensively so they can get that ball back. They've got to have the ball 85% of the time this quarter for them to win the game. So they need to control the footy, be a bit more hard work orientated and get the ball more.
Winky, can the Tigers come back from the clouds?
No, I don't think they're going to be able to kick double what they've already kicked for the first 3 quarters. It's going to take an effort like we saw against North Aubry last year, which, I mean, you can only pull off a miracle so often, Blake, and I don't think today's the day.
Can they do it, Robbie?
Well, if Myrtleford were Carlton, I'd say Aubry can win, but Myrtleford ain't Carlton.
They're probably better.
They are a lot better.
Highly unlikely, Blake, but you never know.
You never know in footy. It's a funny game, Robbie. Elliot Powell injected in the middle. Here they come. Fourth quarter underway for the Great Outdoors. Hello to Churchy and the boys from the Great Outdoors. Z-Bars moved into the middle. Has 10 metres on his opponent. Wants to straighten up and just drop the football. He slipped at the last minute and turnover as he was about to have a shot on goal. Truant got it from Del Bosco, and Munro can sit down and make himself a cup of tea if he wants. He's got that much space. Smith gives it back to Munro. Into the pocket, Thomason. Myrtleford at their best.
Quality.
Perfect case in point there. How much harder did they work back defensively? I was watching Ashton McPherson. He left his man to go across and help Simon Curtis out. He left his man 50 metres by himself to help out the old man, and in turn turned the footy over and got at the ball to Matty Munro and put down the glasses. You can see the rest. This kid's going to kick a heap if he gets Matty Munro delivered it to him.
Cooper Thomason has had a really good debut game for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Kicked 1 goal, 2, and he's passed a few off. He's had 4 or 5 shots on goal. Will kick from 30 out. Slide angle. He's just tugged it to the narrow side once again. 1 goal, 3 for Cooper. And Myrtleford have kicked their 12th behind of the day. The game should be dead and buried, to be fair. 8-12, 60 Myrtleford to 5-1, 31 Aubry. Should really be lights out, Robbie.
Yeah, and Matty Munro just come off. I see Bobby to the bench. You don't normally see that a minute into the quarter, but what he did in that first minute, he needed the blow.
Selfless, that's 100%.
Yep.
He worked his ring off in one passage of play and thought, right, I'm going to be out of action here for a little bit. I'll go off and give someone fresh, which was Mitch DeBosco, who came out on the ground.
Big Benny Kelly won the free kick. Handballed off to Benny Patton. Oh, good mark over the back, not paid. Ferguson does well. Delivers the ball back now to Harrington. Harrington drives it to centre wing. Ball comes clear. Myrtleford got numbers. Riley Smith over the ball is very prominent. Somehow Maracca got a kick in. Hillary was tackled. Might have got a push. Gathering the ball low down was Jake Ryan. Play on was a call. Fantastic umpiring. Letting this game go. A high up and under from McPherson. It might bring rain. Lockie Murphy-Dale sits under it. Garthwaite's there. Below his knees, he's good. Shovel the handball out to Carroll. Carroll running across half-back. This kick's got to be good. It might be okay. Oh, good mark over the back. Jake Page, elite body and paint. Mark of the day. Kick to Z-Bar, puts him under pressure. I think he dropped it. He did.
Yeah.
Jake Sharp, the veteran, will have the ball. I think it's too far out for him to score, Bob. It's not a great kick, but he's going to find a man, Thomason. I don't believe it. He looked to go left. He kicked it off the side of his boot, and he's found Cooper Thomason 20 metres out directly in front. If it's your day, Bob.
Certainly is, and exactly what Frankie Marr was saying at three-quarter time. The work rate needs to lift, and it hasn't. It's there for everybody to see, and the Murderford Saints are really working this Aubry unit over, and this could be a blowout, boys, if they're not careful.
He gets another chance here, Cooper Thomason. Bright premiership player, best on ground in the grand final last year. He's kicked 1 goal, 3. Not a problem. Cooper delivers, gets his second. 3.5 minutes into the final quarter for Great Outdoors, and the Border Carpets scoreboard is looking all Myrtleford, if you don't mind. They get the first goal of this final quarter, and they now extend that lead out to, as soon as that scoreboard gets rid of that sponsor sign, they've done it. 35-point lead, Bobby.
Yeah, big time danger sides. Aubry need to, this is stake in stake their flag in the ground sort of day. They need to respond here, otherwise, there's going to be some serious questions asked early on in the season.
Bobby, Izzy Muller doesn't appear to have come out in this last quarter. Is he down there on the pine?
I'll chase that one up. Thanks, Wiki.
He was getting attention to a right hand. He looked in quite distress at three-quarter time, and here they go again. Riley Smith, Thomason, the meat in the sandwich. Riccardi smart out the back. He's going to run in and kick a point. He had more time, Brodie Riccardi. He didn't even realise his luck, and it's through for a minor score. That margin is now out to 36 points. 9-13, 67 to 5-1, 31. It's got to be all guns blazing here for the yellow and black. Hillary onto Page at half-back.
Been okay, Page.
Yep, he's provided a bit of run and carry. He's pushed back in defence and helped out too. Page down the far wing. A 2-on-1 looking for Ryan, and the Saints have numbers at ground level. Maraka onto Ferguson, caught in a tackle by Kelly, holding the ball, and a free kick to the Tigers on the far side, and away they go.
Cousins has it. Look away kick was good. Finds Lipscomb. He'll kick it to Elliot Powell. Looks like he's just lost a bit of spark in those legs in the second half. He paddles the ball, breaks 2 tackles, straightens up, drives it long from behind. Jake Ryan marks. He thought he might play on and kick the goal. He's taken the mark.
It's a free kick to Walker.
A free kick to Matty Walker. What'd you spot there, Panda? You saw it.
There was a tussle in the goal square, Bobby, and it looks the Saints fans aren't happy because they thought it should have been a free kick to Brady Sharp, but it looks like he just brought down Walker without the footy.
Oh yeah, it looked like a blocking free kick against Sharp on Walker, so that's how I read it from where I sat, boys.
He's kicked 3 of their 5 goals, Matty Walker. He's now kicked 4 of 6, so they get a quick reply there, the Tigers. They're first of the final term. And the margin comes back now to 29 points in favour of Myrtleford. And we have gone, almost 6 minutes for Great Outdoors.
Jackson East and Mitch Snarty both haven't touched the pill in this 4th term, but Murderford still have all the play in there. Their prime ball movers haven't touched it. That just shows how dominant this performance has been across the board for the Murderford Saints from all 22 of their players.
So that might ignite things for the Aubry Tigers. A Ray White-Wodonga A-grade netball update. Myrtleford too good for Aubry. And also Yarrawonga over the Raiders in the grand final rematch.
Score on that one, Panda? Give us a bit more, please.
42 to 38, Robbie.
Okay.
A free kick in the middle of the ground here.
That was Yarra?
Myrtleford. Yep, Yarra over the Raiders to Ryan Crisp. Kicks it into the pocket. Conlon worked his way to the front on Thomason. And we have a stoppage inside forward 50 for Myrtleford.
They've answered every challenge, Myrtleford, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. And hasn't Cooper Thomason had a debut to remember for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints? Aubry fighting hard to stay in this contest. Clearing kick from Wagga Ben Kelly. Punch back inside 50 from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints through Del Bosco. Carroll was clean, onto Page. Clears it out of defence, but Brady Sharp Outmuscles Matt Walker in the centre circle and takes a mark for the Saints in the middle of the McNamara reserve. He's going to fire it back in. Caught out the back as Lockie Dale reached to the sky. We are here in the mountains. He got that high. Garthwaite found Patton. Did he have a disposal in the third quarter, Winky?
Not according to my sheet, Blake, but I'm not always right.
Turnover, Tenardi, brilliant. And it was a poor disposal from Benny Patton that created that turnover. So Cousins and Patton were both involved there. And now Lockie Murphy-Dale, who seriously was 6 foot in the air, trying to take a big hanger, and now he's got a shot on goal.
Is it just me, boys, or has the pressure rating gone up from the Myrtleford Saints in their attack on the ball and their defensive
100%,
work?
Bob. I said to Panda, they've answered every call, and you know how they've answered that? With exactly what you spoke about, pressure. They're just doing the right things. They're punching the ball back their way. Anything that goes that gives them a chance just gains yards. Lockie Murphy-Dale has kicked 1 goal today, 40 metres out, kick on the way. Can he bring it back? Yes, he can. He slides it home for his second goal. And Myrtleford, 10-13, 73. They lead it now by 36 points over the Aubry Tigers. 8.5 minutes gone. Third quarter action for Great Outdoors, and that is on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard.
13 disposals and a couple of goals is a pretty good return, isn't it, lads, from Lockie Murphy-Dale after probably a quiet year last year from his standards with a few injuries halting his momentum at different times, but he's a really, really hard matchup, not only in the middle of the ground, but especially inside that forward 50 for the Myrtleford Saints.
So Murphy-Dale with his second extends the margin back out to 36 points and even 6 goals here on Easter Sunday in front of a bumper crowd.
Boys, you can see Ryan Crisp there racking at the moment. Big Riley Smith's off the ground with getting a bit of work on the calf.
Ben Kelly fires it back inside 50 for the Tigers. Bouncing ball in front of Calvin and also Jake Ryan. And the chalk wins out. We might get an update if we can, Bobby, on Isaac Muller. Have you seen him at all on the bench?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get some information off Big Westy, and I just can't seem to get his attention to see if Big Izzy's okay. So I'm just still working on that one, boys.
Of course, missed a lot of last year with hot spots in his foot. So the last person Aubry can afford to lose is Isaac Muller, especially when you have Jake Page contesting the ruck then inside forward 50.
Panda, we watched him at three-quarter time. We first thought it might have been dislocation of the finger, but then it looked like it was a bit higher up in the hand.
So a ball up as Crisp taps this one down to Del Bosco. Curtis left the football behind. East did. Maraca fire. Really quick handball. Tried to get it back. Bren fighting amongst it. Gaynor wins it out for the Tigers. Right foot entry back inside 50. Walker caught between two Saints, provided a contest and did important work there, Matty Walker, to force a stoppage to the left of the point post inside 50, but it's almost getting too much to ask for the Tigers. They trail 10-17-73 to Aubry 6-1-37. David Wink, 40 winks.
20 inside 50s for the game isn't going to quite get it done.
Over the back, clever. Powell almost run onto it. Myrtleford defence swarm. Ryan has it. He's put in a bear hug by Ryan Crisp. And it's going to be another ball up.
Did you say 20 inside 50s, Winky?
For the game at the moment, yes.
Wow.
Is that all they've had?
Yep.
How good has Nick Ferguson been today, lads?
Unbelievable
just
today.
Nice and solid. This old man played in a flag with Wangaratta Rovers.
There you go.
Jackson East kicks the ball towards half-back from behind. Thomason does well, used his body, gave a chance here for his little teammate here, which was, here he goes, Truan. Got to get Jack's name out. Panda, I finally spat it out. Truan, a good tackle. You're in trouble here. The Hong Kong lad has been put in a bit of a hug there from Jackie Truan. Couple of new boys to the competition. 2 Jacks, one with a K, one with a CK. Make what you like of that, Panda. Kelly, Benny, the big fella, he got blocked. Yeah, no, the locals aren't happy. That's okay. Benny Kelly's been all right too, Big Ben today. Is he going to go across? He's just going to dish a handball off now to Lipscomb. Decides to play on. A little chipping short kick from behind. Riley Smith did well. Miles got his head taken off. He'll win a free kick. A few of them come in, not happy. I think their Bren gun didn't mean it. Anyway, Panda, Miles got a free kick centre wing. If you just joined us, Myrtleford lead 73-37. 11.5 gone. Final term.
Pinpointing ball to Powell. Wasn't able to mark, and it's just broken down at half forward all day for Aubry. Myrtleford's half back line has been elite. They win it back, Aubry. Forward to centre. Lipscomb fires it back in towards Page at half forward. Big pack forms. Zebath. Wrong side for a left footer. Tumbling old kick to the top of the goal square. Maraka helping out his defence. Cameron's going to kick another. Intercepted the hand pass and dribbled it through from a vacant goal square. And Harry Cameron, who provided a little bit of spark, has kicked 2 of Aubry's last 3 goals and gives them a bit of life, Bobby.
Yeah, they need to get some positive stuff out of this game before the day's done. And if they can pinch a few quick ones in a row, you just never know where this game's going to head. But they're fighting an uphill battle here, the Aubry Tigers. And there's still plenty of fight out there. They just need better execution.
Jackson East up to 26 disposals. Riley Smith dominating in the middle of the ground. He's up to 18 plus a goal.
He deserved that, Harry Cameron. He got about 10 seconds before he kicked that goal. He got himself in a good position, found himself free, ran to the right spot. Ball didn't quite come his way, stayed with the contest and picked up his reward for a bit of persistence. Well done, Harry Cameron. He's got 2. Riley Smith taps it straight to Jake Gaynor. Get his stats. He weaves around. Oh, Tenardi, brilliant. He intercepted a handball. They were out there, the Aubry Tigers. Fletcher Carroll was off for the races. Now they're going to shut it down. Give that one to Mitch Tenardi. I know you won't give him a stat for it, Winky, but he probably should because he stopped a stat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that doesn't count as a stat though, Robbie.
Not to our man, Winky.
I gave it that. But you're the same bloke who'll give a stat when a bloke gets his kick smothered.
Well, he kicks the ball.
That's technically a stat. We're leaving you on your own here, Roberto.
Yeah, thanks,
Del
boys.
Bosco.
Bobby, where are you?
Out to Murphy Dale.
Chocolatey clear.
He's going to kick it into the pocket, looking for Riley Sharp. We've left 2 back in for you, Bobby. We've left you 2 eclairs.
Yeah, words are cheap, boys.
I know. Winky will get those sharp chompers into those, I can tell you that right now. Boundary throw into the right of the scoreboard in the pocket here for the Saints, who have kicked 10-13-73 to Aubry 7-1-43 for the great outdoors in this 4th quarter. Thanks to Marty for Wodonga Border Carpets, sponsoring the scoreboard. Quick kick out of the pack is out on the full from Jackson East. The only bad thing he's done for the day, Jackson, and no change to the score. 73-43 for Churchy and the boys at the great outdoors. Here's Robert McKinlay. We've played 14 minutes for NZ.
He's a tough operator himself. He punched his hand there as if to say, I'm disappointed with what he did there. But surely he must be tiring a little bit. Gaynor pumps it from half-back. What are his numbers? Matty Walker takes another grab. I know you're not taking those stats, Winky, but it'd be double figures, wouldn't it?
It'd be close to. Jackie Gaynor up to 20 on the 40 wing stat sheet.
I thought he might have more. Here's these. Give him another one. Handball was okay. A thumping kick into the top of the goal square. Garthwaite was dragged down, I thought. Might have got a free kick. Ben Kelly getting involved there in a nice little 1-2 with Patton. At half-back now, Eddie Zebath. He's been all right today, Eddie. Good kick too, finds Jay Hillary. Got to keep going, Jay. Keep the ball rolling. No leads presented. He'll go with Fletcher Carroll. A bit of gut running. He marks at half-forward. Panda 70 out from goal. They've got a few loose.
Carroll is going to pump it into the pocket, looking for that man Cameron, who flew high. Not able to mark. Ryan got it back from Cameron at ground level. Left foot flying shot from the paint to the goal square. Cameron, if you don't mind, has missed. Oh, I thought Mike Bywater sort of sold me up the river there.
You're up and about.
It's through for a minor score. Margin at 29 points. 10-13-73 Myrtleford. Aubry 7-2-44. All that happening on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. Any update? Bobby Jackson, boundaries high for the Newmarket on Isaac Muller.
Yeah, the Aubry Footy Club's put him on ice for the day. He's wrapped up and he's take no further part in the game.
Ben Patton cramping at true centre-half back before as well, Robbie. A warm welcome back to the Alvins and Murray at Myrtleford.
Absolutely. McPherson decides to go for a barrel and Anthony Miles marks. 80 out, short chipping kicks, a good one. Finds Fletcher Carroll, plays on immediately. Matty Walker's the target, and Matty Walker marks.
That kick.
Gee, that was good. A good low grab there by Matt Walker. And quite cunningly comes around. The umpires actually tell him to come around more. Is he going to improve his angle? Look at that. You rarely see that. Walker needs to kick this to give a glimmer of hope. So the margin's 29 points. A goal here for Walker with around about 10 minutes to play would get the margin back to 23 points. Matty Walker does it with a great snap. Beautifully done. He's got 5, Panda. He's got a Sunjan Goal of the Day contender, and he will not give this one away. They've shown a bit of fight here, the Tigers. Margin back to 23. Bob Jackson, are they a hope?
Well, if they keep getting the ball to Fletcher Carroll, kicking the ball inside 50, that was an elite kick. He kicked the space and he actually forced Matty Walker to go into that the little pocket of area in where he could take that chest mark, and the finish was quality. So if Fletcher can get the ball forward of 50, then they're going to have a real chance. But they need to get cracking right now, though.
22 stats on the Footy Wing stat sheet for Fletcher Carroll. This is a guy that dominates. He averaged 31 last year in the 7 games he played. He finds the footy easily.
So margin at 23 points at the 17th minute mark in this fourth quarter for the Great Outdoors.
They'd like one more, Myrtleford, Panda.
Smith down to Tenardi, who just fumbled the ball at the crucial minute. Lipscomb was clean, but he was ripped out in a tackle by Tenardi. A big, strong tackle from Mitch. He was annoyed that he fumbled the footy and won it back with a free kick for holding the ball to the right of the centre circle. He likes an option at half forward. It's Powell and also East. Powell punches that over the line for a boundary throw-in. 50 round from Myrtleford goal, who lead 23 points over the Aubry Tigers. Might get an around the ground up for Mr. Stoves if we can, Winky. Find out what that margin is at Mulwala between Yarrawonga and the Raiders. Riley Smith grabs it out of the ruck. Kelly smothered it. East tries to run after this football, but the boundary line wins out. Might get a boundary update. Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel, and then we'll go around the grounds for Mr. Stoves.
Yeah, we're just in a bit of a holding pattern now, aren't we? Really, the sting's sort of gone out of the game, but the Aubry just can't afford that. They need to create their own spin, energy from half-back.
Smith, it was a very shallow throw-in. Riley Smith couldn't quite... I don't think this will hurt Myrtle for the moment, Bob. I reckon they just need to take a little bit of air out of the game here at the moment. You know, they can chew up a minute or two here at this stage of the game. Don't worry to the last couple of minutes. Tenardi's tackle was good. Hillary looked one way, looked back the other. Got it. Handball in the hurry. Del Bosco was brilliant. How about that for a snap from Trewin? It was a check side kick from a long way out. All of a sudden, something opened up for him, and he's been picked up by Garthwaite. His kick's a beauty, and he finds Jake Page at half-back, Panda. Myrtleford lead by 23. Almost 19 minutes gone. The quarters so far today, Panda, I'll give you the first quarter 25 and a half, second quarter 27 and 40 seconds, and the third quarter 25 and a half. I reckon there's 8 minutes max in this game.
Around the grounds, Winky, for Mr. Stoves.
Yarrawonga lead 18 goals, 15, 123. Wodonga Raiders 7 goals, 4. Bailey Frauenfelder and Benny Cogill 3 goals apiece.
Tenardi swung around in a tackle, just got a kick out in time.
What's the crowd, Winky?
Tackled by Lipscomb. Here's Curtis, fires it into the pocket. Going to find a boundary throw in deep into attack for Myrtleford. Inside 50 numbers in this fourth quarter, Winky.
8 to Myrtleford, 6 to the Aubry Tigers.
And there's been a 3 goal to 2 fourth quarter in favour of the Tigers.
What about the
23
overall?
Points.
Sorry, Panda, the overall, Winky.
My maths isn't that good, Robbie. Leave it with me, I'll come back to you.
I'll give you 2
boundary
minutes.
throw in. Smith on to Declan Brand, who just sat off this stoppage. Hand pass towards Lockie Murphy-Dale, who was met the other way by Hillary. Ben Kelly Wagga. His kick was smothered. Jake Page, high up and under in the middle of the ground. Ryan Crisp is really important today for Myrtleford, tackled by Ryan. And we'll have a stoppage just in front of the centre circle. Time running out for the Tigers. 20 played for NZ. Fourth quarter for the Great Outdoors. They trail by 23 points.
They're getting close here. Chris went a little bit early. A bit like you out at Lake Buffalo, Panda. Oh, Riley Smith has missed one a little bit early there, indeed. Straight through they went. Watermelon would have drowned him. Here's Milesy. Has he got a little bit of run in those legs? I'll tell you who has. Here's my boy McPherson. Chased after it, hunted after it, had Declan Brand there helping him. And it's going to be either a ball up or a boundary throw in the furthest part of the ground away from us, Panda. It's over on that far side where a few of your mates on the back of that ute are just sucking Jim Beam cans into them. 23-point lead to Myrtleford.
A couple of Wangaratta operators, Robbie, you're saying?
Yeah. Well,
A couple of Holbrook Bogans, absolutely. McPherson to Tenardi, who breaks through a tackle, streams down the McNamara, takes one bounce, could have had a shot on goal, unselfishly went to Murphy-Dale. Munro roved it, right foot snap, hits the top of the point post. It's out of bounds on the full. And a free kick to Lucas Conlon. In fact, it's Ryan Garthwaite who plays on straight away to James Cousins. His numbers, please, Winky, for 40 Winks.
19 for James Cousins.
Gets it back in a 1-2, Robbie, for Porter Bandag.
He has, James Cousins. He's got nothing on offer. He's just going to have to go short again. Oh, great fist. Our boy, Ferguson. Ooh. Courage personified. There's a free kick. There was no malice in that at all. Jake Ryan's kick, shallow. And Riley Calvin, who's showing a hint of cramp, Panda. takes a mark across half-back. He could kick backwards here to Simon Curtis. That's where I'd go. And he said, yeah, I will, Robbies. That's exactly what I'll do. Goes to Simon Curtis. Saw his dad, Al, at half-time too. He coached me back in the day.
Saw a few people's old mans throughout this game,
I was getting around the traps. But I'll tell you another story, but talking about old man, James Cousins' old man, absolute legend of country football and cricket around the Benalla and Mansfield area.
Right.
A well-known name in cricket and footballing circles.
What's his name, Robbie?
Kenny Cousins.
I'm
not bullshitting
I thought Winky had
like
your
same
hook,
as
line
your
and
old man.
sinker.
Same as your old man, Ken.
Myrtleford out of defence, turn it over, Garthwaite.
Sorry for enlightening our viewers.
Marks it at the
you
far
just
side.
didn't say his name.
Winky was wanting a name, Robbie.
I got there.
In the end.
I was building it up.
Miotto, inside hand pass to Harrington, and they are out, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Over the top to Truan. He's got Riley Sharp running inside forward 50. He's going to put the result beyond doubt, and it's a sweet, sweet Easter Sunday cake for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Funky Miller loves it next door, Panda.
And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints will pick up an important 4 points here in round one. Riley Sharp with a big goal. Bobby Jackson for the Newmarket.
End-to-end champagne football there. Running football at its best. And to reward a hometown favourite with a goal, running into an empty goal, that was outstanding. And that's they've been impressive today, Myrtleford. They have been really, really impressive. Their scoreboard's flat at Aubry.
Bobby, this is the best I've seen the Myrtleford side play, I reckon.
All the stats
really
back that up too. They're 48 to 23 inside 50 numbers. That absolutely dominated and had all the momentum. They just struggled to put it on the scoreboard at times.
Well, they're not done yet, K-Wink. Maraka gets it out of the middle of the ground. Picked. Oh, Harry Cameron got one high. He's had a crack today, Harry. He's kicked a couple. Jake Gaynor's been good. Stats for him for 40 winks, please. Winky, your day's not over, mate.
25
Good
Jake
work.
Boy.
Keep rolling them out. You're doing well. You're number one, mate, for a reason. Gaynor goes short. Finds Milesy. Miles has, but they've got nothing to go to here. They've got, look at Curtis. He might have infringed. He did. Free kick's going to go the way of Ben Patton. Panda?
He hurries his kick inside forward 50, looking for the outstretching arm of Matty Walker, who tries to do a little fancy stuff around the back and keep the footy in. He's had a really good day, Matty Walker. He's kicked 5 of Aubrey's 8 goals. He's been a lone help down there in the forward line. And Myrtleford are going to record a really big win here. They were beaten on Easter Sunday last year, and they're not going to make the same mistake twice. Of course, they went 8-1 at home last year, and they are going to be a tough side to beat here in the Alpine Valley. As Riley Sharp gives away a free kick to Jake Ryan, who's had a quiet day. He's only kicked the 1 goal.
Is this 3 in a row or 4 in a row? Myrtleford beating Aubry.
5 in a row now. Yep. So I don't think Aubry have beaten them since 2023. So it's certainly a matchup that the Alpine Saints have enjoyed.
Extraordinary.
And Jake Ryan, who's kicked 1 goal, will line up from 35 out on a 45-degree angle to bring the margin back to 23 points. Comes in and splits the middle. A little something to cheer about for the Tigers at the 25th minute mark for NZ. Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, a quality finish there, but too little too late. The strength of Myrtleford from pretty much their back 6 through to the hard-running midfield to their front half. They've got... they've ticked a lot of boxes for me today. They've been super impressive. Their fringe players from last year have stepped up and said, yep, we want to crack at it and we think we're good enough. And they've done the work over the pre-season. They're super fit and they're flying on top of the ground all the way to the end. And boys, it's not going to be an easy job picking the Rebel Fitness player of the day today.
The old
that's your job, Bobby.
Hey, Bob.
You'll run the sign down to him, Winky.
Bob, you've had 3 days of this, mate. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's double agent.
Over to you, my man. Bob.
A good story for Cooper Thomason on debut. 2 goals, 3 maybe. Jackson East.
Ashton McPherson.
Yeah, McPherson has been very good.
Bob.
Nick Ferguson.
Bob, have you seen Myrtleford play better?
They made a mess of Wodonga in the last round last year.
Yep.
They really...
Round 16, beat them by 80 points.
Yeah, but Wodonga didn't play finals, did they?
No.
This is a contender they've beaten here today.
100%.
This is really good.
Do we have to rethink that after what we've seen today?
I don't think you should jump the gun so early in round 1, but I think we're forgetting just how far Aubry are coming back from.
Yes,
they're a side who were mauled away from home last year. They went 8-10.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of recruits. It's a big year for them, but they've been disappointing today.
No, I understand that, Panda. It's good rationale from you. I like it. Jackson East still putting his head over the ball. So is Cameron. Gainer. How'd he get through there? A wizard. Handball to Ben Patton. He was smothered straight away. Fletcher Carroll. Look away. Handball. Here comes Wollongong Jim. Handball. Oh, Cameron dropped what he should have taken. Had to kick in the hurry in the end. Running onto it now is Brady Sharp. He's put in a big tackle. How will this be adjudicated? Give it to me, says umpire Matt Ironman Hughes. And they'll have a ball up 35 metres out from the Aubry goal. They trail by 23 points. Panda, 27 minutes gone. Bring it home.
Yes, Bobby, there are still 2 chalky eclairs in the back of the box for you, my friend. Quick snap out of the pack, intercepted by Elliot Powell, firing on goal, and it's through for a minor score. A snap from 40-odd metres from Elliot Powell, who started his day at half-back. He's played a little bit everywhere, went in the guts. Now he's playing up around the half-forward line.
Retired from OMFNL Murray Football 12 months ago.
Went and spent a year at Tallangatta. And then, of course, returned to the Aubry Tigers this year. Simon Curtis with the kick-in duties, who's been very reliable once again. His kick's a bit of a mongrel out of the goal square. Ryan Crisp, who's been really good on his return, got rid of Jimmy Grills, who applied a good tackle in the end. And here's the overlap and run once again. Tenardi balks back onto the right. Really good tackle there from Elliot Powell. Forster. Harsh disposal. Maracas kick in the middle of the ground. Ends the game. The siren sounds here. And the Myrtleford Alpine Saints walk away with a big 4 points in front of their faithful at the McNamara Reserve. 11-13-79 over the Aubry Tigers. 9-3-57. And the Saints have shown why they will not go away in season 2026.
Yeah, unbelievable. 24 Shaw and Scott's to 12, so doubled their scoring shots. They did it from go to woe. I don't think they were ever headed. They kicked the first goal of the game. Took 21 minutes. And they come away 22-point winners. Get their season off to an absolute flyer. The perfect start. And I've watched a lot of their footy over the last few years. As good a performance as we've seen for a while. The Tigers didn't give it in. They kept at it, but the leeway was too much. The lead did get out at one stage there it went up to 35 points, I think was the biggest margin there, Panda. That was in about midway through that last quarter. They're going to give it another go.
I think they're extremely happy, Robbie. Underdogs, all of us apart from Gus and I picked the Aubry Tigers today, so they were coming in as outsiders at their home ground. Maybe they took that with a bit of a chip on their shoulder and really wanted to send a message today to the wider Ovens and Murray community. A couple of us picked them to slide out of that top 5. They've lost a few players in the off-season, but they were so good today, and you just forget how good they are when they don't have the footy. They spread for each other. Their transition football is brilliant. And they really taught the Aubry Tigers a bit of a lesson on that gut-running football today, and they were exceptional in front of their home crowd. And Aubry are going to have to dust up next week. They play Corowa away from home once again, so another test for them away from the Aubry Sports Ground against the side who beat them by 50 points last year. So the Tigers wouldn't want to go 0-2, Robbie, in a big year for them.
Yeah, exactly right. Pretty good summary there from your Panda. Bobby Jackson's just worked his way out there. I can hear him. Who's he got bailed up out there? Winky's out there with him. He's just trying to pick someone off here, Bobby J.
But he's having a chat with the runner.
Yeah. And he won't help you, Bob.
No. The Myrtleford Alpine Saints crew are very happy. Bobby's circling like a shark.
Circling. We've got a new fella here, boys, that we're trying to track down.
Are you looking for young Tomo, are you?
No, I'm not looking for young Tomo.
Of course, this is a Rebel Fitness player of the day. Big thanks to Jared Twitt and his Rebel Fitness crew for jumping on board in season 2026.
He's found his man.
Ashton McPherson, who has been brilliant.
Our boy.
Ashton, congratulations, mate. Rebel Fitness player of the day. Outstanding performance in round 1, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, good to be back and get back out there with the boys because it's been a while. A few injuries, so yeah, it's just good to get back out there and get a win round 1.
Funky gave you a big rep in the pre-season, saying you've done a hell of a lot of work and your rewards are going to be there for everybody to see. And today you played across half-back and played a fantastic role. Side by side with Simon Curtis there, he's a fantastic player to learn off.
Yeah, it's definitely good having him and Jake Sharp down there this year because their guidance and stuff to get the ball and what to do with it and stuff. It's just good to have them in the backyard to tell you what to do, so it's good.
the running power from you guys in the back six. You get the on-ballers come back in helping you, and just the running power and the running that you guys provide down the ground is something to watch from the sidelines. Is that something that you really focus on throughout the pre-season?
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably one of our biggest focuses over the pre-season to nail that, and then we'll get them out the back and honour our forwards who lead up, and then
Speaking of forwards, Cooper Thomason, he's a good pickup.
Yeah, outstanding. My sister's actually his boyfriend, so a few connections there, and to get him here, it's just awesome. Like, he's going to have a super year, and he's probably going to be one of the premier forwards. So it's great to have him.
Well done, Ashton, on a great start to the season, mate. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Ashton McPherson, our Revel Fitness Player of the Day, getting a fair bit of advice from his Myrtleford.
And he's got the sign upside down.
Teammates. That is a tradition here at Myrtleford to have the sign upside down. But boy, oh boy, was he really good today for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. He's in the GWS VFL hub alongside a lot of other youngsters as well. And
I've got another walk and talk here, boys. I've got Brody Riccardi with me, just hanging out the back. Mate, what a great start at home for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been well documented, Aubry and how they've recruited. It'll take a little while for them to gel, but our boys, we just stuck to our system. Cooper Thomas and Jack Truman fitted in seamlessly. Ashton McPherson's had the whole year off last year, and he's probably one of the best recruits in the competition in my eyes.
Geez, you might have lost a few players over the off season, but the blokes have stepped up. They were on the fringe last year, were pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing. We've lost a few, but we've gained a few as well, and a few boys have added 10% to their game, and that's all you need to do. We're a really well-connected group, and I think that showed today.
Well done, mate. Get in there and sing the song.
Brody Riccardi catching up with Bob Jackson, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. Well done to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, running away 22-point winners over the Aubry Tigers, and they're getting a big round of applause from their home crowd, and so they should. They were so good from start to finish today, and as Bobby Jackson mentioned, scoreboard probably flattered the Aubry Tigers in the end, Robbie. Scoring shots in the end were 24 scoring shots to 11, and it took them till 6 behinds to register their first goal, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and the game probably should have been over at quarter time.
Yeah, I mean, you made that call early. It'll be a pretty rousing club song when they get around it, because there's going to be a lot of people in there. No, 100%, Bobby. Panda, they actually doubled the scoring shots in the end. It was 24 scoring shots to 12, so that says it all. And apart from the last quarter, Aubry did outscore them the last quarter, but every time they looked like mounting something or challenging, Myrtleford answered with just real good, smart footy. They made sure they won the next clearance. Aubry didn't probably get back-to-back clearances out of the middle. The great battle in the ruck. Riley Smith and co. Riley probably wore Isaac Muller down a bit in the end. Here we go, song. If they can put them all together, there'll be a lot of people in there, Panda.
Alpine Saints in front of their home faithful here at the McNamara Reserve, running away 22-point winners over the Aubry Tigers in front of a bumper crowd here at the McNamara Reserve. Stay with us, our post-game show for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro on the other side of this. It's O&M Live on 2AY and Snapprint Solutions TV. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Aubry.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.